Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. My name is Severia, alongside with Got Moxie today for the Astral Cup, not the BR type, not anything like that. We're not looking for game sense. We're only looking for fighting sense. And today's going to be a martial artist solos cup brought to us going through from the Naraka. And I am so excited to see these 1v1s. Not just because, no one's going to be depending on ultimate. No one's going to be going off and like, oh yeah, look at my luck build. Nah. The unoptimal is not in the play. We are rocking only this 1v1 tournament in the arena. And I'm excited as high heck here, Moxie. I've been waiting for this for weeks now just to see if about it happening.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a very special tournament because, as Soph has said, there are going to be no ultimates in play. These players are going to be going into 1v1s. They're going to be able to choose a specific weapon at the beginning of their hero pick selections. And the only way that they're going to be able to go for a weapon swap combo is if they parry a different kind of weapon from their opponent's hand. So we're not going to be seeing any shenanigans of staff integrate sword or pole sword or whatever. It is just going to be base neutral coming through for these players to be able to walk away with those wins. This is an incredibly exciting tournament though, so for all of those reasons, because it removes the RNG aspect of the battle royale part of this game, right? Where it's sort of like, it depends on who gets the better weapon, it depends on who has the better loot loadout. A lot of the time, players can be more skilled up in terms of buffs that they're able to pick up. None of that is going to be possible. What we could potentially see happening, other than just all-out aggression and trying to win the 1v1s, is players going for something like that zipping, so they can kite out, sacrificing the combo breaker for just sustenance, to be able to utilize those extra dodges with the F, and then just keep yourself moving and wait for the timeout to come through, because if one of these players does not die in the time allocated for these matches, it is going to go down to overall highest damage dealt that round for a win to take place.
Yeah, and one thing that kind of makes this more of an exciting time is kind of seeing what the overview is going to look like, right? I'm always excited in seeing what the players are. We saw them in the qualifiers, we saw them in the semi-quals. If you guys remember the semi-quals, I'm going to mention a name here, and you're going to know it if you know. Berserk. End story. Berserk went crazy when it came down towards into the semi-qualifiers. This man went ahead and did a 6-piece combo, and he had nothing really going against him. And that was with a longsword. We're probably going to see that coming out for today, but potentially from the other players as well. And now, looking at the way it brackets out for the prize pool, it's same as yesterday, where there is only top 4 placements, right? We got 2,000 for first place, 1,000 for second place, and third place we got 600, and fourth place we have 400. And, you know, coming through here with the players, you guys know, you've seen the names, but more importantly, we want to go ahead and see 2 players that want to, you know, in a little bit of a skirmish. It's going to be Misu and Noptics coming out here for a show match right beforehand, before we start this thing going out for the 8 brackets. And for everyone who kind of understands where it comes out of, top 4 players go up against each other, and then there's a lower bracket to go off, similar to a round robin. But with the mode being within the war of attrition, we know that the players have to work with the supplies that they have on hand, such as with utilizing how much HP they're left with, and coming out on top. You're gonna get a little bit of a sneak peek here if you guys haven't seen any of the qualifiers that were streamed from Raven in 2 weeks past, and last week was C8. He was casting the semi-quals for you guys to check out, and then leading out towards where we are right now, it's gonna be coming into the chances of just finding these players out. And like I said, longsword was something that we saw that is a really strong weapon. Fist blades are always going to be the omission of effort, where you just use as much of the shadow dodges as you can go forth with, and then finding the chance of just releasing and just going ahead. But like Moxie said, if you parry your opponent's weapon and that weapon stays in your pocket, when you win that round, that weapon stays within the next round, and however long you keep that weapon in that lifespan of that character. If you were to play that single character throughout the whole entire 4 round, that would be crazy. But if it ends up coming out into having a chance of seeing about using the weapons from your opponents, we also have to keep in mind about those simpler weapons, the ones that don't really need as much setup, like 2-on-1 for the nunnies, or even a 2-on-1 setup for extension for jump LMBs for the longsword, and even for the staff. Key weapons that can come out where you're staying in place in midair just to go ahead and swap out. These players have the experience necessary to kind of work off of that. They have that skill necessary, that alone, coming in here for finals, but more so about their previous experiences, such as Tryhard and Misu, and having them going ahead and making it to Worlds too is something that we can see into the experience today.
Yeah, something that's also going to be very strong in these 1v1s is Fan and Dagger. I mean, more so Fan for the hold check that you can just go through with the hold LMB into crouch cancel, and then sort of force your opponent into thinking whether you're going to go for the commitment, whether you're going to go for a crouch LMB, whether or not you're going to try and go into a parry. Like, the Fan is really strong in terms of those mind game mix-ups, as well as the dual halberds. As we talked about, there's not going to be any weapon swapping coming through, but there is still going to be grapples that are going to be enabled. No ranged weapons, so we're not not going to be seeing any shenanigans with hot swaps onto pistols and muskets for a couple of those last-minute hits before a player can just scarper off and avoid a line of sight and wait for potentially their cooldowns to come back through. And that means that things like the dual halberds, with the reach that they have as well as the width of the hit of the charged RMB on Wake Up, are definitely going to be a desirable weapon as well. And speaking about desirable weapons, there it is. Noptics is actually going to be going for the Shy All, utilizing that F1 immediately to try and come on through with that opening. But the slap has been set up for Misu on that Yushan. He's got Noptics up against the invisible wall into all of the longs or toothpicking. He's going to be able to find the uppercut into grapple bump to a twice, make that a 3 times, as we are going to see the F2 into another double back-to-back grapple bump, and Misu is going to be able to walk away the winner on the Yushan, which is something that we were both expecting to see coming through, but not from this one.
Yeah, you know, they're throwing out these emotes, like, you know, catch these laugh cry emotes coming out of your face. You know, Misu, I'm okay with these emotes, 100%. Noptics going to be going ahead since this is a show match specifically, but Noptics puts himself in the stash LMB position. The F2 been used just to set up neutral off that end. There he goes for the R&Bs, forcing that to 10, being that lowest cooldown skill in the game with 14. And, you know, of course, we understand that coming out from this point on, where if Wei Shan comes out of the play, making sure that he can kind of work off of getting a neutral. There it is. R&B, uppercut, grapple bump. Nope, not going to go for it. He's going to go ahead and get for a 1-2. Maybe look for a parry here if he can. F2 to reinitiate. But that combo breaker at 14 seconds is crazy, because there's only one specific build that you run into these tourneys, and there's a slap. And it's going to be getting you going for the stamina deduction side for the energy glyph board, and then allowing for yourself to have the purple survive glyph board, where you're able to get a parry, 50% mitigation all the way through. Having 115 heal every parry, every minute, but also more importantly, that last second, that 20% siphon that comes out, that's something that makes things very interesting. If they want to go aggressive with it, they can. And this is kind of that test match of what we're seeing throughout here. Now for Noptics, it's not going to really have a fun time trying to chase this, because a free slap is no blue focus that you can parry. And so with Misu just rocking around here, looking for the F2 usage, maybe if he closes this position real close in, it might be a chance, but time comes out, kiting is going to be met, Misu wins the second round.
I mean, yeah, he got back-to-back grapple bump resets into an extension off of that F2. He's still going to be holding on to that Yushan pick, as well as we are going to be seeing him now going head-to-head against the Matari. This time, Noptics is going to be coming on through with that hang, so but he's going to get set up into the grapple bump yet again. Utilizes the F to set up his own grapple bump extension into the charge, the RMB, as Misu was able to find the parry into another toothpick, into another double grapple bump extension into the invisible wall. Now he's got the F2 back into the mix as well. If he's able to find another grapple bump, he will be able to extend it even further. Now manages to utilize it into the stagger setup. Just clips the Matari into the 1-2-3. We send those, and Misu wins those.
Crazy. You know, Misu is like, I'm out here for this one life. This is all I got. This is all destiny gives me. And now he's going to be going ahead, taking the chances of just trying to heal here at post of the time, making sure that he can kind of walk away from this Tianhai. Tianhai on, really? Tianhai? Word? Yep. It better be parry bell with a 1-2-3. There it is. No, it's not going to be a use ball under attack. There's the parry bell. And no extension can be set up here for a jump LMB double spam. That's going to be the case for the dagger, but there's going to be the grapple. There's going to be the F2 being utilized because of this terrain manipulation. This might be a point in time where we say sayonara Noptics, because the moment this corner is obtained and the terrain manipulation gets accrued, Misu's got it, just like Berserk did in the semi-quals.
Oh my goodness, those invisible walls, when you're able to just grapple direct someone into them. Absolutely flawless coming in from Misu, who's going to take the opportunity to potentially get a heal, but he's going to be denied it with the Matari closing the distance with the F, and Noptics will be able to take a very fast round, taking us now into the fight against the zipping. Misu with the sustain on that support hero, going to be opting in for the nunchucks. It is going to be a 1 versus 1 mirror on those weapons. Both of these players clanking. Misu looking for the slap to set up. The Matari able to find the dash into that uppercut extension with the jump LMB joggles, as Misu tries to find the slap again to come on through, but Noptics with the overhold into that charged RMB will be able to get a little bit of damage. However, Misu was able to still find that juggle extension and is currently starting to take a little bit of a lead, especially given the fact that he's still holding on to that F ability. He's going to throw it in now, which is going to start ticking his health back up to full, and we are going to see the parry come out from Noptics, allowing Misu to go for the full go of that focus hit. Both of these players looking for any kind of buy that they can. The uppercut into charged RMB sends it home, and Misu with a 5-1 final result will be able to take the overall round.
Yeah, Misu is like, all right, I know this is exhibition match, but let me show you what I got. And came through here. Lost only once, one life. Able to secure everything through Weishan until once it comes out from the snipping. And that's going to be where it comes out for our show match. I mean, listen, this is where you guys get a little bit of taste, a little more so, appetizer. What is that? Oh, 1 gram of food? Okay, wow, delicious. 3 stars, Michelin. Things comes out here where players are just going to go ahead and try to find their chances of seeing what you're really looking at in these 1v1 type tournaments. And this is where we're going to be able to see that today for finals in full swing mode for the marbles, right? Top 4 gets the money. That's it. If you don't make it into top 4, you get nothing but the experience. Whether or not you want to take that into which way, put it in your little locket safe where you put it in your diary, like your diary, I got 5th today. We don't talk about that. What happens today ends up going through. The players know exactly what's going to be their best case scenario of what they really want to rock, as well as their weapons and their heroes, but more importantly, who they're going up against in the end term.
Yeah, speaking about who is going to be going up against, very happy to say we're going to get to see every single one of these lobbies. It's not we pick one and then we go on to the next round. We get to see every single match today. We are not going to be missing a singular one, so it is going to be DDB going up against Misu. For our first match, then we head over to watch Tryhard versus Berserk before we get to see Noptics versus 7UU, and then Tato versus WeaponSwapper. And I mean, Misu in that show match, really impressing. Also really showcasing the power of those slaps to be able to set up into extensions, as well as giving a little bit of an appetizer to what we're probably going to be seeing a lot of Yushan rounds on that F2 rather than the F1. There is a risk though with the F2 over the F1. It is a much more aggressive option, right? So because you sacrifice the combo break ability, you're essentially putting your money right where your mouth is and saying that, yeah, if I can find that stun to lock you into another grapple bump extension, I will be able to walk away with the round. But if I miss it and you're able to find that grapple bump extension, you don't really get the opportunity that some of these other heroes are afforded, where you sort of have to bait the combo breaker out before you go for the actual jugular of the combo that you want to try and use to find either the TOD or the most amount of damage in the least amount of hits.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if we get a chance of seeing the nunnies and the staff being used, or for the majority, that's just because they're looking utilized at 2-1-1. If you see the pole sword, stone form cannot be denied as much as you might think. That's something else that we're probably going to see upon, specifically with these pillars having the ability to scare rush into the RMBs is something that we could probably potentially see coming out of the player's eyes, just to see the potential just catching real quick chip damage, and of course taking the opportunity of utilizing the stone form if they do get clinked off of a jump LMB to deny that stone form or deny the scare rush from the pole sword, and just catching catching the off chance that if they do find a scare rush into a parry, something the player might not even be prepared for. For that moment, though, we know the longsword's potential is detrimental to some of these players. They get caught just like we just saw from Misu. He gave us a snippet of what would happen. You get knocked into the wall, done deal. You're at Rikers. Everything comes out here where you are not going to be safe for much longer. But at the same time, that's where combo breakers were to save your behind if that comes down towards it. So hoping to kind of see where the players want to use their skills. I know Sierra is going to be something that makes me a little bit sketched, just because Sierra has a chance of popping. If she gets as much healing and she sets up a Stazzle into a combo or anything of the nature, we're going to see it tonight. We're going to take a look at the champions. First round, Misu versus DongDongBen.
Yeah, there it is. Misu with the Yushan F2. Has that longsword, finds the F2, stagger into the grapple pump, follow up into another uppercut confirm before backing on off before he can get punished by that Matari F. Puts himself onto the pillar looking for the skirmish connection, goes for the blue hit, finds it into another extension, and we send the 1-2-3 into grapple bump. He's trying to get this Matari against the wall. He's been able to buy himself enough time for another cycle of the F2, and this is now a Matari who is incredibly low and has to play absolutely perfectly, and that's just not gonna happen, as even off of a clank, Misu had all of the damage necessary to be able to back that kill.
Yeah, now Misu has his chance to see fist blades in the hands of an opponent. DongDongBen opting in for that second round choice, playing Liam. Hope to kind of see whether or not there's a chance here to hold that, hold the chance of finding a parry and picking up those weapons himself. But he goes for a slap, gets a midair stagger, so that flop's going to be coming out here. There's the F2 initiation. DongDongBen uses F1, goes aggressive with it. Getting the 1-2-3. Crouch LMB. Hold check. Maybe not coming out here. 1-2s and the uppercuts. Jump LMB to the 1-2-3. Might be crouch LMB to the 1-2-3. Are we releasing every single one of those? DongDongBen, you got to be careful about this. He gets caught though, and it might be a bad situation right here.
Oh, the F2 is going to be coming back online for Misu, but he's not able to find it until just now. The jump LMBs from the fist blades doing a lot of damage, and Misu is now just one singular hit. DongDongBen is going to be chasing him down with that scale rush. Looks like the Yushan is just going to try and kite out this a little bit longer before we actually see DongDongBen go for the commitment of that charge. LMB will be able to find it and secures that kill against Misu, taking us to an even 1v1. He's still going to be picking that Liam, but Misu's opting for that zip, so we know the danger of not having one of those combo breakers. DongDongBen sending out the full surge hit of that LMB, looking now for the overhold into another LMB, and Misu not having that combo breaker will be able to find the parry, but DongDongBen with the F1 will be able to find the recovery himself. Goes for the tap dodge away from the zipping. The nunchucks making it a little bit harder though with the tech chase down, as Misu's able to come on through with that F, gets a little bit of sustain back into his health. However, DongDongBen is able to find the 1-2 crouch LMB, and it is going to be the parry attempt as Misu goes for the overhold and finally is able to walk away the winner.
You know, I haven't seen any of the kill effects of this new Star Collection that came out with zipping. Is it grains? Grains of wheat? We take those. While out here, all natural. And this might be a chance here for the heal back. Misu, making sure you can look for the RMBs. Is that Twitch spear I see in DongDongBen's hands? Yes, it is. DongDongBen, maybe sure you can rough it out here. He gets slapped though. LMBs might be looking for 1-2s. RMBs. Hopefully to see a chance here looking at the Arrow 1 energy and making sure you can get that, pomegranate juice, because he's looking for those releases. Everything comes out from Misu. Hoping to kind of wonder about whether or not that uppercut's going to be confirmed. Yes, it is. It's not going to be a horizontal release. Oh, no. Not a good chance here. DongDongBen gets caught by the horizontal block extreme. Gets caught by the dash LMB. The F2 comes out. There's the 1-2s. 1 HP in the dream comes out towards this, but Misu's going to be kiting around the edge of the circumference of the circle for the Roma Yang. Hoping to kind of see about the heals, and if DongDongBen is careful enough, he will take the chance of locking this down, because that's a lot of heals that Misu is able to pick up each time.
Goes for the overhold. Misu is going to be sending in a little bit of that meter dump. However, DongDongBen with the reach on the charge vertical on the spear will be able to find the hit into a 1-2. Misu now looking for the slap, but DongDongBen able to find the 1 to confirm overholds onto the charged RMB. We might see the timeout come through. Both of these players have done a lot of damage as DongDongBen is utilizing the Dragon Slays to kite away from the Zip's reach. Has the F2 into the 1-2 setup, utilizes that last bit of the bubble to be able to break onto the pillar and put himself over the top. Does seem like we are going to be going for that timeout, and DongDongBen will be able to find the winner. Persephone unfortunately denied. Looks like it was the 6 months of summer that she had to spend up in the overworld, as DongDongBen will be able to walk away the winner.
I like that. I like that. That's a lure right there for you guys. For $3 you guys don't know. Now we get a chance here to see whether or not we can rise to the top, or we're going to have to carry the world on our shoulders, because DongDongBen is living on here with no armor whatsoever. Call him Atlas. Maybe hopefully to see about his horizontal release, maybe the vertical release to confirm off that pillar drop. Jump LMBs comes out. The fist blades are in play for Misu, and he's going to be rocking out towards using those RMBs. Capitalizes on the jump LMBs as quick as it is. Gets a horizontal release. DongDongBen will go on the counter offensive here. The 1-2-3s. Maybe looking to try to work this one out here for another neutral situation, but there's another guaranteed horizontal. He attempts the RMB, but with holding blue, Misu just needed 1 hit, and that's all he needed.
That range on the spear is incredibly strong for the Valda, but unfortunately his health was just a little bit too low, so Misu could afford to take that damage, wait for the spear to get a little bit closer, and then go in for the kill. As he tries to find the heal, goes for the charged RMB out of it, having baited the Liam and the F1 out early from his opponent. Now comes on through with his own F1. The 1-2-3 gets sent out again by DongDongBen. Knows that Misu is incredibly low, goes for the charge LMB and full sends it. Mind games in full swing right now, and we are at a very even score between both of these players. In fact, we're dead even, 3-3. This next round, Seraph takes the winner.
Yeah, this is kind of crazy. I mean, we saw what Misu did into that show match, but now he's up against DongDongBen. It's a whole different story. The 1-2s, the fist plates are out. We are baiting out for blues, and now be the whole. You get an F2 midair, Misu? No, he's going for that longsword strike. Scare rushing up, going for that neutral, maybe hoping to go ahead and see the heal get popped off. DongDongBen takes a full blue focus to the face. Now it's up to the kiting situation, right? We know what happens. He gets a little bit of damage. He dipped out. He dealt more damage to his opponent here in this round. He could burn for time, but now DongDongBen's in the benefit of the doubt. He finds himself to be the more damaging type. Now it might be a chance here for Misu just to go ahead and release and set up the neutral. There it is. The F1 gets invested to the R&Bs. I think for DongDongBen, all he needs to do is just space out. If he's going to be burning for time, now would be the case, but they're W-king all four into this fight.
And Misu is able to find the skirmish connection, trying to find the toothpick. Currently will be able to find the pickup into that uppercut. Does still have the F to go for the chase down, reset into another toothpick, into another uppercut. 1, 2, 3. He's trying to get the Liam against the wall. Has been able to burn out the F1. Now it looks like it is going to be another scale rush into jump LMB. And Misu, it was a little bit closer in regards to what we saw earlier in that show match, will be able to walk away with the kill necessary to close up the scoreline to a 4-3.
Now Misu looking for a grapple, gets the F2 priority, baits out that grapple strike, but the F1 comes out from DongDongBen. The 1, 2, 3 gets released, crouch LMB to the R&B. We're closing in. Might be looking for a scare rush here, but Misu wants to space this out. He's holding blue focus, and DongDongBen is just preparing for the time. He's anticipating. He sees it. He sees it with the EE at the middle of all those O's instead. And now might be a chance for DongDongBen just to go for a heal for just a little bit of armor. You know, you never know. Chances might come out. Each round, the armor resets. So for him right now is just to make sure he is topped off before this next fight. Scare rush comes out, confirms the stagger. The F2 comes out from Misu. The R&B gets parried. It's going to be an F1 usage, but guess what? Misu anticipated the direction that he was going, and he wanted to catch him, but he wasn't that close to be able to confirm that second hit.
Yeah, DongDongBen now with the jump LMBs will be able to catch the Matari before the scale rush attempt can be found, utilizing the tap dodges, keeping himself directly in the pocket, but doesn't have the F1 to get out of the grapple bump into just constant jump LMB reset. Sends out that focus hit, doesn't get parried, and that is going to take us to an even 4-4 scoreline. This is the determine. Serve, this is the last round that these players are going to fight themselves against. Whoever is able to find this win gets to continue in the upper bracket, and it's going to start with Misu mistiming the parry and having to utilize the slap to try and find any form of reset. But DongDongBen with the 1, 2, 3 into crouch LMB has been able to melt all of the armor off and goes ahead of the fight.
That's going to be it coming through. Wait, no, we dropped those. No! It might be a chance for Misu to really worry about this one. He was this set up to go through the whole check. Is it going to get released? Yes, it will. The purple focus comes out. The F2's ready. Misu has to be careful. The scare rush was missed. And there's a jump LB. There's the F2. There's a combo breaker to be used. The RB doesn't connect. The 1, 2, 3 gets parried. And Misu survives with a limb on his shoulder. 5-4 for a first fight today. It's fight games. It's fight game night. Everyone's fighting to see who's going to be buying. Whoever loses in the second place gets to go ahead and go through and pay the whole dinner for the weekend. It's crazy.
Oh my goodness, that was so close. It was dead even, and then we saw the Matari losing so much armor, was able to find the combo, but the Liam had the combo breaker of the F1 to be able to break away, and then the Matari is still able to come on through, anticipates that 1, 2, 3 send out. DongDongBen had been utilizing the 1, 2, 3s a lot of the time in that match before, so Misu very much getting to see how his opponent thinks, understanding that this is going to be a full commitment into that 1, 2, 3, is able to find the parry, and off of the back of that damage turns the fight. But my goodness, what a first match serve. Absolutely explosive. If the rest of these matches are anything as exciting as that first one, we are in for an absolute treat, because we have so many of these 1v1s still in store. I cannot wait.
I got goosies. I'm trembling right here, dude. This is exactly what I kind of want to hope to see. This is what the 1v1 tournament type setup comes out here for everyone to kind of work through their heroes. And that was like the first taste we got it completely into the set, right? Exhibition match happened, Misu versus Noptics. But next is going to be coming out here, Berserk versus Tryhard. That's going to be mostly the majority of what we might see next. That's a fight I really want to see. Mm-hmm. That's a fight I need to see coming through here, considering what we just went through. And I know that the crotch LMBs were like DongDongBen, like he almost killed out of one of the world's players. He almost came through in that 4-4 situation, but then all of a sudden just getting himself caught through. He did a close attempt with that scare rush. I thought he was going to get that. 100% honest. I thought when Misu was looking for the scare rush, he was trying to go ahead and trap him out, but then all of a sudden it get missed. And then when it happened, I was like, dang, you know, but then all of a sudden came right back into it. And now for the case scenario, the second round is going to begin here in just a second. We're going to have a whole opportunity of seeing if there's going to be a switch up to the roster, if we're going to see a switch up in the weapons, because, mainly I can remember is that longsword being used at least like 3 or 4 times for Misu just to have that. Even if he found a parry, he pick up the longsword if it happened. But if that was the case scenario, if he was in his off banner pick, then he would be able to go ahead, pick up the enemy longsword and go through it. That's such a staple weapon that we've seen. And I know the other players are also watching and they're like, okay. So he R&B'd, right? Okay, and he uppercutted, right? But this right here, right? This is a staff, right? So I can 2-1-1 here, right? And all of a sudden to get caught into a combo breaker from Tammy to come out. And that's who, I want to see if he ever comes out to be set up for a combo, because he is probably the most indefinite use for that. If he finds that whiff throw and they ain't expecting it, there's nothing they can really do. Nothing at all.
Yeah. That being said, we won't get to see the infinite Wisp reset because ultimates aren't going to be around, which is both a shame, but also it's really exciting in terms of this format because we got to see how important it actually was in terms of these players understanding when they had an advantage and how far that advantage could actually go. We saw it both from Misu and also from DongDongBen when they understood, okay, I'm in control of the situation, but then they were also keeping a track of the combo breaker from their opponent and figuring out when they'd done enough damage in one combo string, they would then space out to a pillar to go for that full reset opportunity, not to grab a heal, but so that they can put themselves into that scale rush and sort of that 50-50 coin flip of both of these players having to figure out whether or not one is going to actually send that scale rush, whether it's going to be a blue charge scale rush, whether it's going to be a gray charge scale rush, whether it's going to be an attempt at being able to land that scale rush to confirm into that full follow through with something like the longsword, into that toothpick, into that uppercut. And we're going to get to see that Tryhard is very much favoring the Liam. He's going to be starting the night with that one on the F1 up against Berserk on that Yushan, who I have no doubt has an F2 in this build.
Yeah, this man has been a menace when we saw it last. Gets a parry, burns the F1. Tryhard knows exactly what to do. Kite. We got to burn for time for the cooldown because the moment that Berserk looks to try to get a neutral, there it is. He's going to set this up in direction towards the wall. Tryhard gets safety netted because of that knockback, but the slap was to come through to catch another neutral for the free blue. And now Tryhard takes the time to go ahead right back in. He's got 5 seconds by this point to just go for another combo breaker. He gets caught by a parry. F1 is not available just yet. Good thing he didn't burn it. I didn't think he really needed to in that scenario. He needed to watch out for getting caught in neutral. There is a 1, 2, 3. Jump LMB, crouch LMB, looking for the slap. Anticipates it. He saw it once. He's not going to go for it twice. 1, 2, 3 again. Anticipates a slap. There it is. The F1 combo breaker in case of seeing what's going to happen here. The 1, 2, 3. The longsword beam comes out. Tryhard still has time to kind of look to reinitiate, but that F2 gets used, and now both skills are down.
Yeah, the F2 has been utilized. Berserk goes for that slap, looked for the jump parry, won't be able to find it, and Tryhard is going to be able to send that 1, 2, 3 and claim the first win against that Yushan. Something to remember though is that Berserk was able to find a parry when Tryhard didn't have that F1 available, so he did lose one of those fist blades to his opponent, and Berserk will have the opportunity to go for a weapon swap as it is going to be Zip with that nunchuck coming on through. Tryhard still an absolute sliver of health, is just utilizing these 2 pillars to scourge before he can find that opportunity. The Zip against that wall goes into the 1, 2, 3 and Tryhard is able to find another entrance into the jump LMB, loses another pair of the fist blades, has the F1 available to back on off, but Berserk with the nunchucks has that bar of that meter dump to threaten the space, and Tryhard is forced to kite back onto that pillar and look for another skill rush set up, punishing the fact that the Zip without that combo break, if she gets hit by that skill rush, can do absolutely nothing to navigate the follow-up damage.
This is going to be a chance to pick up that bulb, and that's exactly what Berserk is looking to do here right now. Hoping to see him utilizing F2 for that zipping, right? Just so he doesn't get caught by neutral hits, and that's all that's going to be coming out here towards Liam. But, of course, if Tryhard can get 1 neutral, it's 1 scare, right? That's all you need, bro. That's all you need. It was one little LMB, and that's all he needs. He gets caught in the grapple stagger, F1 Indecent to deny that chase, and it's still going to happen. R&B Blue Focus doesn't delete the shield just yet for the Inspiration Shield, but we are 1 R&B away from living out here or dying, and we died to the damage dealt. Crazy. Absolutely insane. Tryhard still has Liam in his pocket with just a sliver of health, and Berserk is going to have Matari, and that's going to be a frame 1 F2 that Tryhard's got to anticipate.
That is unfortunately one of the dangers with the Zip. If you have that F2, you're going to be building your health bar back up and allowing your opponent to out-damage you. 1, 2, 3, we full send those. Tryhard knows that he has to play absolutely perfectly. Goes for the early hit to punish Berserk, looking for that grapple. However, Berserk this time baits Tryhard into the up close and goes for the jump LMB out of that grapple and is finally able to deliver the damage to take the Liam down.
Now Nutty's going to be coming out here again. F1 this time for zipping, as Tryhard's going to be opting in as his second round choice. Batari is going to go ahead and just go for full swings in the 1-2s, but Nunnies, this is where he comes down towards it. He lost track. It's okay. We're going to scare rush into this guy again. Looks like Berserk's want to drop down for a scare rush, continuously putting the stagger potential. Backing off for 1 heal. This is all they got for both armor and for health. They have to make sure they make it count. There's going to be the R&B. There's a grapple attempt for the stagger. Gets caught with the horizontal release. Maybe looking to kite off away. Avoids the F2. Has enough binding fury meter to go ahead for a horizontal block extreme. There is a jump LMB to the R&B. There's going to be a chance for the slap. And now it's going to be a chance for another slap as it comes through. And the F1 gives out the sustain. Tryhard looks to try to go ahead. Gets caught by the blue focus. And the jump LMB attempt from Berserk for another slap is going to go ahead and say, Mamma mia, where's my pasta? And it might be a cooked up situation because it ain't al dente. If it comes for a 1-2-3, might be chasing out here. Horizontal block extreme, there it is. And 1 meter left for Tryhard if he tries to hold a horizontal, but it might be end for Berserk here if he gets caught by 1 R&B.
1-2 overholds the R&B. Will be able to go back into the neutral to find the kill off of those light attacks, and Tryhard is able to win with that zip. Does still have that F1 available now to be able to get a little bit of that armor back, but he's up against the Yushan, he's up against that F2. He doesn't have the combo break, but he's able to armor through that stagger with the cast of the F1. And Berserk, denied that opportunity to go for that stun, is still able to find the parry to set into motion this full, absolute wombo combo that Tryhard has absolutely no way of dodging out.
This is Berserk's powerhouse picks right now, folks. Wei Shan Longsword and the F2. So he has to burn through all of the lives that Tryhard has from the Valda to the double Liam picks as well, just to secure victory at least. He still has another Wei Shan on standby for his life. Jump LMB's come out here. We're dash LMBing out here. We're looking for a hold check, and there's the F2, but no stagger. Nice parry. The R&B is going to have to release for a 2.0. We know that Tryhard may or may not have the F1 or F2. This is going to be a surprise here for the F1 if it does come through from Tryhard's hands. Horizontal gets caught out here by neutral. Big chance for that grapple bump. 1-2. Might be looking for the wall. Terrain manipulation doesn't come out here in the space. And the F2 is invested just to see if that chase was going to come out from Berserk, but he's going for a reset instead.
He's got the F2. He denies Tryhard the opportunity to utilize that pillar for the skill rush opportunity. Looks for the slap. Tryhard not going to be able to find the spacing. Pulls on to that focus to deny Berserk from having that grapple and puts us back into the neutral. The F2 is going to be coming back online for Berserk momentarily. Tryhard trying to just buy the time for that Valder F2 to come back through so he can dodge out of that combo extension that Berserk is seeking. Both of these players now denied the F ability, putting themselves onto that pillar, looking for the skill rush. The mind games is that Berserk full sends it. Tryhard without the F2 is going to be stuck into the 1-2-3 grapple bump. Berserk's find the wall. He finds the 1-2-3 a second time and finds the win off of the back of it.
That's huge. That's the first one we're seeing so far for Berserk for this round to kind of continuously get that and confirm the kill. He has around 800 HP right now. He needs to turn the tides for a little bit of time. F2 comes out perfectly, knowing that the F1's going to be invested from that Liam. Remember, Tryhard has 2 Liams now with the fist blades. Maybe the secondary could be stay the same. There it is. We're setting up. We missed it. Oh, no. And the LMB comes out from the grapple. We're looking for a mid-weapon swap to the slap. You know, I mean, listen, Berserk can do it again and again, but he's got to be confirming for it, and he's looking for it. And if it comes out to be confirmed, that's an upset moment. The F2 right there. The F1's going to be available for Liam in 5 seconds. No, 3 seconds. For Tryhard, he's got to be very careful about this shenanigans that comes out. The hold check is met. The R&B chase and looking for the double dash slap. There it is. Another R&B, another jump LMB. The F1's invested. We got 3 seconds on cooldown, but we're resetting here. And look at the bait out. You know, Tryhard's like, no. Okay, let me reset. You reset it. You know, evil terms.
Oh, the F2 doesn't find the stun that it's looking for. Tryhard goes for the overhold on that LMB, finds the 1-2 into jump LMB, double resets. Berserk buys the spacing back with that slap into jump LMB from the longsword chase down as Tryhard's able to find the 1-2. Is it going to be the free? No, it's just going to be the light attacks coming on through. And Tryhard will be able to navigate around the Yushan F2 once. He now has to do it another time as Berserk with that Yushan pick again is going to have that F2 available with a full set of armor and health. The same cannot be said for Tryhard on the same Liam though.
Yeah, going to be holding at the horizontals. Maybe catching Berserk here is going to go for it. And it's going to be deletion from that 1-2-3 release. Now, folks, we are now at the final round. It's like, I didn't believe the first 2 games are going to be this close. gonna have a chance of seeing 2-4-4 situations, a full health Weishan and a full health Liam fist blades with the longsword. It's a back-to-back situation for the F2 because Berserk just burned that off the rip, and now he might be actually caught out here. But a slap is all that we see him being able to get and capitalize. Tryhard looking to anticipate it, but he is holding blue focus in the face of danger.
Ooh, the parry! He does have the F1. We'll be able to navigate away from the follow-up damage, but the 1-2 is going to come out. Berserk with the grapple bump is trying to find the invisible wall for the 1-2-3 setup. Finds another grapple bump into 1-2. Isn't going to be able to find a third, but gets the timing to come back through with that F2 extension. And this might be over. Will Tryhard get the F1? No, he's able to dodge out, but unfortunately it's not enough. What Berserk was able to do with that longsword, just continuously utilizing that invisible wall and the 1-2 uppercuts into grapple bump extension, into invisible wall again and again and again after that Liam had burned through the F1 and was waiting on that hefty over 20-second cooldown in comparison to the Yushan, who only has to wait 16 seconds for the cycle back of that F2. Just meant, unfortunately, that Tryhard was not able to have any combo break available to escape the situation that he found himself in.
Yes, it was. Listen, it's high risk, high reward. We're full sending those, 1-2-3s like we just saw from DongDongBen. But we're gonna go ahead and full send into a break, guys. We're gonna be right back for the remaining matches. We're gonna have, if I'm not mistaken, 7UU and Noptics up against each other. So stay tuned. We're gonna get that one going through here.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Naraka Blade Point Astral Cup. Oh, not rather the cup. It is the Martial 1v1 tournament and serve. We have had some explosive games. We thought that maybe that first match was going to be the closest. Then we got to see the second match. Now we're going to get to be heading into the third match, which has a little bit of a wrinkle. So the four players rather who were playing in the upper bracket had what you would call Vermilion Birds mode buff, right? They get a double elimination. If they lose their match in the upper bracket, they survive and descend into the lower bracket, and you can see them there waiting to see who their opponent will be. The same cannot be said for Noptics, 7U, Tato, and WeaponSwapper, who have Yang depletion. Only instead of having 5 minutes to find the Soul Bloom and cleanse themselves of the debuff, they have to defeat their opponent and then traverse into the lower bracket round 2 if they want to be able to continue in this tournament.
Yeah, it's just now that it comes down towards the lower bracket, it makes things that much more interesting. Just because if you guys don't know how it works, right? If they make it all the way through, they lose the first set of rounds, they still have a chance. Hopefully they see out, or they lose again. Like for instance, if DongDongBen, I can't say it. I'm not gonna say anything, but no cast a curse moments. If anything comes down towards it, it's a sayonara moment, right? And if you guys are familiar with those fighting game, type of tournaments that happen, this is exactly what you could, you see from that point on. And we're gonna get into our game in just a couple moments, but I'm excited to see if anyone's gonna do some other shenanigans. Like I said, like maybe potentially Sierra can come through because her healing of 300 can be used, as well as just being able to set up a dazzle to go for the CC control. But the comfort picks are gonna be what's more necessary, especially coming out from these players' sides. And knowing that Sierra just released, they haven't got really a good chance maybe to see her potential in there, but she still has potential. I mean, only in the sky of hopes and dreams, that might be the chance that we see this today.
Well, Noptics is going to be opting for the Shayol, which is for the first time I find myself saying those words in a very long time. It is going to be going up against 7U on that Fairy, who's already been able to find a max distance parry on that fan. Hasn't picked the weapon up just yet as Noptics with the overhaul on the charged RMB. 7U looking for that parry a secondary time, but Noptics swapping up the timing will be able to send the wind gust through. Does have to try and buy back a little bit of neutral though, because he's the one currently missing all of that armor. 1, 2 into uppercut extension. 7U is going to be able to send it as the shield has to utilize that F1 and still unfortunately does go down to the Fairy. It all unfortunately just sort of fell apart ever since that first initial parry came out, and you can see that Noptics was sort of scrambling to find any sort of way of picking the momentum back as we get to see the first Temi of, I'm sure, very many in the day.
Yeah, Temi's gonna be coming out here, gets caught by the side uppercut. Feels bad. I felt that coming a mile away, but 7U, very interesting point to go through with the combo breaker with the not to the combo breaker, but the C Fairy Shen is being utilized here. Hoping to see whether that 7U will burn it here. He's looking towards the corner and making sure he doesn't get caught by a corner. There's another F1 to be available just like that. Noptics opting in through and just using it as often as possible, which is a tech. Make sure you get that cooldown as soon as possible. Noptics gets caught again. And there's the wall. There's 1-2 horizontal release. Looks for dash LMBs if he can. There he goes. He gets it again. I don't think the F1 is back up in time, my friend.
No.
Oh, we're just going to go ahead and do a shunt for okay. I see you, 7U. I see my boy.
It's always like such a bad feeling when you miss time when that scale rush is going to be connected from these players, and unfortunately Noptics was not able to parry time when 7U would full send it, as this time around it is going to be the Matari utilizing that F to close up the distance into the look for that uppercut, but 7U is the one who's been able to find the full extension, has already utilized his F, but goes for the dash through to be able to find even more damage, full on sending out that LMB before looking for the scale rush, finds the drop down parry, and Noptics is sent packing. These two matches were incredibly close, but this one, it feels like 7U is just running away with it.
Dude, 7U is, he's also, wishing in chat, someone's asking about using Katana, and they asked for it, and it shows up. And it's going for a 3-0 lead so far. Listen, if anything comes out first, Garage, another Temi pick with fifth place is coming out from Noptics for these next 2 rounds. Maybe fifth place for the 5th one, maybe not. But we're going to have to see, because this is going to be a Katana position where if we could see potential from Noptics to find a parry off of 7U to pick up a Katana, he can carry it into the next round, but he's not going to get it. We're going to finally see the first elimination that Noptics takes. He still has around, a bit of the half armor of his position right now. He's got himself to look at a longsword Valda. Oh my goodness, into the second round.
Oh, that Vado 100% has the F2. Noptics still opting for that. Temi is going to be able to parry the charged RMB, but 7U is able to mitigate the pressure with the F2 investment, but no combo breaking out available for the Volda as Noptics look to see whether or not 7U would send that charged RMB yet again. Does put himself onto the pillar, looking for that potential skirmish to come on through. Noptics going to be utilizing the Temi F1. Does find the Wisp connection, but 7U is behind the pillar, and there is no follow-through because of this. Gets the one into the extension. Uppercut. Full sends the 1-2-3 grapple bumps into the jump reset. We're getting closer and closer to the wall, but Noptics armors through the follow-up that 7U could have potentially utilized to further extend that combination. However, with the F, he's going to be able to buy that spacing right back on through and will be able to look for this potential chase down from that Temi. F1 is going to be invested to break away onto the fight, but that just sets 7U up to go back onto those pillars for the scale rush, and the Temi in the neutral is going to unfortunately sink beneath the might of the general.
Yeah, we're at 4-1 right now. 7U making sure you can get one heal in the face of danger. Oh, that's tough. And looking for a parry right there. Faceplate is readily available. There we go. We picked it up. Gets a parry again. Like that. Real. R&B comes out. And we're releasing a horizontal. We're looking for a neutral if we can. There's another R&B. Oh my god. A third parry in a row. 7U looking for the R&B. The F1 combo breaker comes out. We're kind of scared rush out. But we get caught by a wisp. We got no range weapons. You can only go for heal at this point in time. And now it's going to be a chance for a grapple stagger. There's the clink. There's a jump element for the clink again. And hoping to see about another chance for the R&Bs. There's another parry to be earned, and there's another release for the R&B. This is going to be a tough position right now, but every time that parry happens, we're going to have to see whether or not 7U will just utilize that 10% mitigation.
He's looking for it. The F2 is going to be able to come on through so that he can get the toothpick into uppercut extension. 1, 2, jump LMB, jump LMB, stop. The Temi's already dead, and 7U has already won the round.
Dang. First sweep. Well, I didn't say sweep. It was a 1-5, right? 5-1 coming through here. We still have a chance, hopefully, to see Noptics go up against his opponent next, and it's gonna be an interesting fight because I'm pretty sure once we see that fight coming out, that's gonna be later, but we're gonna see it up against him and Tryhard. Now, hoping to see in this round though, for the one that's upcoming, I'm still kind of feeling the Temi. I mean, the Temi with the fist blades is one thing, but one thing I'm kind of like seeing coming through there was how many blues 1.0s were being released. Like, dang. We just woke up this morning and said, yeah, I choose violence, and I'm just going to W key mode. Like all the blues kind of came through in there. Assess, reassess, seeing if it comes out, and maybe throwing out your opponent next that they don't expect it, right? And that's kind of your hopes and dreams to see where it happens. But we're gonna have the fight. WeaponSwapper is in the mix, folks. The name should imply itself, but if he's gonna go for 2-1s, this is the time to see it.
I mean, he is called WeaponSwapper, but he is going to be denied the opportunity to look for those weapon swaps unless he's able to find the part. We haven't actually seen these players opt for a weapon swap, even when they've been able to successfully parry their opponents. But we have seen that the longsword has taken a pretty large lead in terms of weapon momentum inside these 1v1s. It is an incredibly strong weapon. It has some really brutal combinations, as we've seen with just the grapple bump navigations towards the invisible wall for the full pickup of that 1-2-3. But not only that, it also provides that spacing opportunity by just holding into either the charged LMB or the charged RMB that has the ranged damage that it can buy you all of that distance to be able to space back onto that pillar to give yourself a little bit of a reset opportunity to wait for that cycle of the combo break to come back online before you feel confident taking up the fight once more.
Yeah, I think the longsword, when it came down towards the longsword versus Temi too, is that we saw it coming through from 7U the moment that the Temi was going to go ahead and launch an F1. 7U, booked it to the nearest pillar.
Yeah.
You knew that you couldn't really go after anything at that point. Maybe looking for an uppercut, not enough height coming in from a longsword uppercut to really look to confirm that. And plus, it's risky because then all of a sudden you get caught by a wisp, and that insta wisp throw comes out in full conclusion format. So for right now, we're gonna have that fight coming out here next. Kind of curious in seeing what we're going to have a chance of finding that out. And I mean, Temi in this mix-up is great, but I really want to see if anyone's going to use any some out-of-pocket picks. Like, not like to say if Aries Shen isn't out-of-pocket, because that combo breaker does come, can come out in multiple fashions of repositioning and everything of that nature. It's kind of seeing those other, classical picks of just using characters like Justina with the F2 combo breaker for Ice Core just to hold down a position. Because you also got to remember, F1 is that restore. No one's using any sort of skills that aren't common breakers, at least to the full extent just yet, except for the Wei Shan, because that Wei Shan F2 to set up stagger is just too crucial. It's too crucial. Yeah. But if it's a sustained game that comes out, like how we saw from Zippy Ying, or just for the inspiration shield that we saw once before, maybe we could potentially see a Justina be used here just randomly out of the woodworks just to see her perform. But then again, it's just because people want to get more frames in the game. I see you out there.
I mean, I don't think we're going to be seeing a whole lot of out-of-pocket picks, especially because they can access so many heroes. Like, they can just go for, what was it, the same hero 5 times? Like, if you want to play the Valda, you can literally just play the Valda pretty much as often as your heart's content, because it is going to be the first player that reaches 5 rounds, right, is the one who's able to walk away the winner. So if you want to, you can literally just go for your comfort hero pick, who has a very strong combo breaker, as well as the ability to either use that offensively for that hit confirm that is afforded to the Valda, or you can use it defensively, because the amount of distance that the space of the F2 actually covers is very, very strong. It's very, very large in comparison to something like the first charge of the F1. That being said, the distance that the F1 is able to cover is very, very big if you go for the full just hold gold focus and armor through absolutely everything. But the F1 lacking that combo breaker makes the F2 in these situations a much more valid option. So this is going to be Tato versus WeaponSwapper with the horizontal hit of the focus from the long side, finds the parry as well. The F2 is going to be shown from WeaponSwapper to break away from the damage, but now he doesn't have it to try and break away from that 1-2 that Tato was looking to set up with the toothpick into that grapple bump extension if you could find the uppercut. But WeaponSwapper with that staff has the ability to sit in this focus, does not have the ability to armor through now though. Tato's able to find the 1-2 into invisible wall, but he waits a little bit too long. The F2 cycles back into play. This time WeaponSwapper doesn't have it available, and so Tato is going to be able to walk away with a significant leader in this 1v1, looking to just kill the Valda off of the clanks, and that is going to be more than enough, as that staff is just a little bit slower in regards to the longsword's comparison of those light attack hits.
Dang, that risky dash LMB came through though. I'm gonna be 100% honest. I didn't think he was gonna get it because as much times the RMBs get released. Just like we see, WeaponSwapper, yeah, he's throwing the blues out here for the fan. His first fan we actually got a chance to see today, and now he's going for the fan with the glasses on Liam. This man's too cool for school. We're going for the uppercut. F2 comes out. RMBs looking to try to see about the hold. Ooh, crouch LMBs might come out. And you got to really keep the anticipation for the horizontals, but we're seeing a lot of verticals coming out here. Tato looking for the 1-2, goes for the 3, release those into a slap. That's diabolical. Hoping to see another parry there. It is RMBs, catches it, looks for the chance of finding a rebound onto that fan back there. I'm not sure. I mean, the F2's available. Tato looking to try to go ahead. Doesn't get enough chances. F2 comes out in just the nick of time here. F1's still available, but another horizontal beam comes out. WeaponSwapper takes the time to reset. So does Tato. And that fan is just left behind. I think WeaponSwapper wants to pick that up just to make sure to deny his opponent. But he's going for the chase down. RMB comes out. Fan horizontal blue focuses come out again to Wind Blast. So Wind Blast, 20 seconds on the clock. RMB is released. F1 invested. Swapper. Maybe looking for a chance for that parry. I'm not sure. The pitter patter not going to come out here, but we got to look for the skirmish. Again, there's the Skybound. Making sure the drop down blue is going to be happenstance. There is parry. There is a full jump LMB. We got 7 seconds. Hoping to see the F2. 1-2 jump LMB. And that might be damage dealt for Tato. 100%. 100%. Yeah. Giving himself the victory.
Yeah, that last just Tato being able to walk away with the F2 into 1-2, looking for that jump LMB with that staff chase down. Able to come out over his opponent. WeaponSwapper now going to be going for that Temi. Tato still going to be incredibly low and missing all of that armor. Able to open up with another huge parry, but gets caught out by the Wisp. And this time the Temi is close enough to look for the follow through, but now he doesn't have the combo break to escape. And we are going to be going into that grapple bump. F2 going to be invested that Tato can find it yet again. 1-2 will be able to avoid the third follow-up with that F1 cycling back for this Temi to come back into play. Tato trying to buy up the spacing with the RMB into the 1-2-3. We send those WeaponSwapper armoring through the stagger with the charger LMB on those fist blades, as Tato, understanding that he's been able to do more damage than the Temi, puts himself onto the scary situation, but sticks on the pillar a little bit too long. WeaponSwapper does get hit into the F2, has his F1 to be able to break away from that fight, will be able to put enough pressure onto this Valda to force the reset heal behind the pillar, and allows both of these players to go back into the neutral 1v1.
Now the horizontal hold checks come out to play. There's a release number 1, and we're gonna look for the RMBs, but we get caught. 1-2s, F2's up in a couple of seconds. We take a full blue vertical in the face. Now another dash LMB attempt from Tato. Now it's gonna be up to WeaponSwapper just releasing 2 blue focus, maybe just 1. Goes for the horizontal. There's a pebble thrust. That's going to be elimination. WeaponSwapper gets his victory. I'm looking at his one elimination. He's on that Temmie. He still has F. The F1 is going to come in clutch. Now he's up against another Temmie. It's a 2-1 situation. Tato takes the lead. Might be looking for himself to back off for one heal, but that staff is in hand from Tato, and it's kind of a good situation for WeaponSwapper just to really, kite the staff out.
Yeah, Fist Blades versus Staff. WeaponSwapper does has access to the mobility afforded to the tap dodges on those Fist Blades, is keeping up the pressure, doing a very good job of using those tap dodges to just keep his movement mixed up, forces the other Temmie into utilizing that F1 first, still holds on to his before utilizing it now to break out from the consequence of the Wisp Burst for the early release of the charged RMB, but Tato sending out the LMB will be able to find the connection, as well as connecting onto the charged RMB into the jump LMB to walk away the Temmie mirror winner.
3-2 comes out here. Tato may be on a turnaround, but we still have no armor, and it's up to him to use his heal off every single time the round begins to get that reset. But he's got to be careful. Liam double pick. WeaponSwapper's using those Fist Blades as well. So for Tato, hoping to see a Clink number 1, maybe looking for a chance for a debate parry coming out. Has F1 still, gets caught, doesn't go ahead and uses it just yet. Gets caught by 1, 2, 3. Has to be very careful coming through the drop down. No chance for the blue focus to come through, and an immediate release, and that bait out for the double kick comes out, but it's avoided. WeaponSwapper gets caught by the pitter patter. F1 still available, gets an LB uppercut, forcing that combo breaker is huge. Tato now has chances of using his vitality here or the healing berries just to get himself set up, and the healing berry is not going to be coming through. It's an aura powder instead for this fight. Up to chances of the hold checks, who knows, but the F1's up in 8 seconds for WeaponSwapper, so he has a little bit of time to kind of work this one out. There's the pitter patter again and again, and we're throwing those back to back. Crouch LMB to the 1-2s, don't release the 3, going for a slap tap dodge. It's careful, it's seasonal times, and we're in the festivity season.
Goes for the parry, will be able to force the combo breaker out from the Liam. Now throws that Wisp behind him, trying to push him into that CC. Won't be able to find the connection. Does get connected onto with the charge LMB on those Fist Blades. Manages to interrupt before the skirmish can come in onto full, but now gets hit into the 1, 2, 3 and goes down. WeaponSwapper able to hold his nerve. Liam might be able to control metal, but WeaponSwapper had absolute confidence of steel in that 1v1.
Got himself on that neuron activation moment, because everything comes down to the I'm not gonna go pull out the periodic table, but if everything comes down here, it's gonna be in a well balance of like a boron, because hello, I'm not bored right now. I'm looking for the RMBs. I'm looking for the 1, 2, 3s, and I'm looking for a 1-point release. But WeaponSwapper, he might be looking for a dash LMB, and this might be a crouch LMB, RMBs, into a 1-kill situation where it comes down. Tato's at 3, and we are at this point. Both opponents are closing in real close, 4-2, but Tato still has 3 lives to go. WeaponSwapper is on his last Liam for this round.
Matari doesn't have the armor either. Tato needs to find this win to close out this match. Puts himself onto the pillar, will be able to find 1 shield potion to start restoring some of that momentum that he was lacking at the beginning, but now he's lost all of it to the 1, 2, 3 crouch LMB coming out from WeaponSwapper. Goes for the tap dodge out of the LMB connection, overholds the RMB, will be able to find it onto that Matari. Both of these players on those Fist Blades utilizing those tap dodges to space away from the fight when it gets a little bit too hot for their blood. WeaponSwapper puts himself onto the pillar. Goes for the blue stage, will be able to connect with that skill rush onto the Matari. 1, 2, 3 into Crouch LMB and manages to confirm that kill, taking us to an even 4-4. This round, serve, or rather 3-4. This round might decide who's able to walk away the winner. WeaponSwapper needs to find this win if he wants to be able to draw against his opponent and continue in this tournament. And he's got to start on the Liam against a parry. The F1 already having to come on through to recover from that one. The Skirmish will be able to start chipping away some of this Valda's armor. The F2 also going to be able to get baited out off of the charged RMB connection coming on through. Looks for the Skirmish, however, it's anticipated by Tato, who intercepts with the charged RMB on the staff. But WeaponSwapper is able to come on through with the 1, 2, 3 into Crouch LMB to start to even things up yet again. And the mistimed parry from Tato sets him up to come on through with the RMB. And we go another round. Both of these players 4-4. The closest match of the night so far.
Yo, call him Bryan Cranston, because we're on an Emmy award-winning series right now. We got everything coming out here for WeaponSwapper. everything comes down towards one Clink, maybe one neutral, but that nunny set from Totemi is a little bit of a dangerous position. 1, 2, 3s released, horizontal 1.0 release, crouch LMB extension, and a 1, 2, 3. It was risky, but it was necessary if he didn't get caught by a parry or if anything comes out from a neutral attack from Tato. Now it's a heal for one heal for the armor for both opponents. We're still equal HP, and we have 12 seconds before that cooldown comes back here for the F1 for the combo breaker. And WeaponSwapper is looking to kind of work himself out here on that dumbbell, hoping to see not picking up a blue focus from the nunnies, and he gets one regardless. Smacks to the face for a horizontal block extreme. Bait out for that Clink is enough said. There's a blue focus. Tato has an F1. He's in the corner. He's utilizing it and making that crouch LMB work. 1, 2, 3s are going out. WeaponSwapper has to worry this one for a Clink, and Tato has the space necessary to look for that push and maybe getting caught for a parry. F1 still available. The nunchucks can't close gap, and another horizontal block extreme double roll, triple roll. Might be looking for a quadruple roll. Hey, you know what? This man's going to be on that roll totally real sweet.
Yeah, that wave roll coming in absolutely clutch for this Liam, who's just able to find the spacing and look for that parry, forcing the Temi into utilizing the F1, and it is going to be a timeout, but WeaponSwapper with the absolute clutch opening. It was so risky serve, but setting that opening up and being able to do that massive chunk of damage at the beginning, he knew he had the upper hand. He was able to force the Temi into throwing the F1 much earlier than he did, so that when we went to that reset opportunity, he would be able to navigate onto the pillar and find a little bit of a heal opportunity, as well as understanding that if it did come down to that timeout, he was in the lead, and having those fist blades, being able to utilize the weapon to just use those tap dodges and space himself closer to the Temi and further away from the Temi, all while still holding on to that threat of looking either for a parry or full sending those focus strikes, just kept Tato a little bit too much on his feet.
Yeah, I had a little bit of a grin when we came to the end. I'm like, yo, another set of 5-4 fights happening. And this and this is kind of like, this is that now it's gonna be coming through here where we have a chance, just catching our breath, catching a little bit of that momentum. We're gonna go take a break real quick for you guys. Make sure you guys get your drinks, go to the bathroom, go to the restroom. Just take your time. We're gonna go right back in here for when we get into the next set of rounds.
多大点事嘛？等着，阿姨给你重新找一只来。这只猫比阿姨年纪还大。
这看起来一点都不像只猫。
这个是我们大理人瓦猫，它原先是老虎，后来上了我们的饭店，已经保护我们1000多年了。
生在这里的阿宇早就跑遍了大理，可惜到今天才听着瓦猫的故事。
没有，我家没有。张大爹家、小胖子家没有，没有，也没有。阿姨，你是不是骗我？
大家新修的房子，瓦猫就跑走了。
原来还有能活1000多岁的猫。我要把瓦猫全找回来。那个小的哪里有瓦猫？在那边。妈妈，你没一定见过瓦猫吧？瓦猫到底去哪边？哥 可是瓦毛都到天上变成云了。布布，
也许布布可以闻着瓦毛的味道。
小娃娃不要像毛线线那样鬼鬼祟祟那个。
阿叔，你的瓦毛咋个住在木头里面？
我们家马里面呢也住进了很多的小朋友。迟早就说给你了，你拿着找瓦毛看。
布布，哇，那么大的瓦毛居然住在蓝色的布里面。
哎，这块布干掉以后，我们就可以把它穿到身上喽。
布布的脚步丝毫没有要停下来的意思。
这个是做什么的？
这个是刺绣的做法，你们想要什么图啊？人家都可以帮你们绣嘎。漂亮。
这个是牙齿、
对嘞，
眼睛。
对嘞，对嘞。有了眼睛，找什么都可以找得着。
找你半天了。
找到很多瓦毛。
涵涵，你找回来这些东西都是大林的宝藏。瓦毛为了保护好它们，所以就留在了不同地方哦。
阿姨，我这个瓦毛也能保护大家可是？
是呢。
瓦毛不再只是屋脊上的守护者，民族图腾也从来没有消失，只是在千年的日升月落中走进了每个人的心里。在大理这样一座包容的千年古城，越来越多年轻的视野、多元的思考加入到了传统文化的传承之中，从萌芽到延续，始终在继续。
gentlemen, we are back. I've been waiting for this my whole life. We're entering into the losers brackets, and I am excited to see what's happening here for martial artist solos for the Astral. No cup. It's just a bracket. We're settling in, and we're seeing the shenanigans being popped out. The players are coming out here. The list is on the board. Looking at that lower bracket and seeing Tryhard, he's going to be going up against 7U. That's going to be our next fight into DongDongBen and WeaponSwapper. Then we got to see where Misu and Berserk goes up against, because what happens next is after that, whoever loses in this next fight or whoever wins in this next fight goes to the round 3 of the lower bracket, as well as between DongDongBen and WeaponSwapper. Then they go into fighting out, and it's just a shenanigans. So the shenanigans are going to come out here for today, all about no 1-2-3s, all 1.0 blue verticals. That's
I mean,
what
you
we saw.
say no 1-2-3s. We saw a lot of longsword 1-2-3s. We saw a lot of longsword 1-2-3s, and we're probably still going to be seeing a lot of 1-2-3s. I know the match that I'm really looking forward to seeing is Misu versus Berserk, especially because both of those players have fielded towards the U-Shan multiple times with the F2, so it is going to be go big or go home with both of those players looking for the aggressive option over the combo break option. So we will have to wait and see for that one to be showing up, because we are, as Soph has said, going to be headed up to look at one of the lower bracket runs. It is going to be Tryhard versus 7U, and this being the lower bracket, we also do have to reiterate that these players, if they lose in this match, are knocked out of the tournament for good. So there is an additional layer of stress that is going to be placed upon these minds, and that is going to be a constant voice in the back of their heads for every single decision that they make, especially if they start getting either incredibly low or they're able to win a round incredibly low and be left in terms of health pool at a detriment in comparison to their opponent, as we're going to be starting off with a Liam Mirror.
Now just chance here, 7U up against Tryhard. Looking for the releases, hopefully to see. There's a vertical hold check. There's a release for the Honk Sword. Actually, we were talking about this. Where's the Honk Sword? And the Honk Sword is here. 7U is a katana single-edged savant. Hoping to kind of work off of this parry potential, because he's jump parrying a little bit too much here for these fights against Tryhard. But Tryhard taking on the blue focus in the face. Lethal drop gets parried. No combo breaker. We're losing our chance. We're taking a lot of chip damage here. Maybe looking for the LMB neutral. There it is. And we burn off their opponent's combo breaker just like that.
Yeah, 7U now with the chase, and we'll both find the grapple bump into charge to RMB follow through. Look to try and set it up yet again with the LMB, looking to chase down the other. Liam unfortunately doesn't find the timing of that parry, does find one vertical connection before Tryhard with those fist blades is able to space away and just catches him at max range distance with the RMB to walk away the winner. But this is what we were talking about at the beginning of this round. 7U opting for the Liam again is going to be at a massive disadvantage when it comes to overall sustain, especially since Tryhard is playing the zipping.
And he's going to release 2 1.0 verticals just like that, just like, hey, let me go back to the chalkboard. Yeah, we're going to do that. And that's exactly what just come through. Tryhard now has the investment against Valda. It's 1-1 so far. 7U taken into play in Valda longsword. Tryhard, Nunnies, zipping ying. F1 for the zip. For 7U, we'll have to do that mitigation. Tryhard a little bit chance here to burn a lot, or build up a lot of his meter. This is the first horizontal blocking. We go for click number 2, but we're looking for a horizontal position. Tap dodge, double tap dodge. Tryhard just trying to keep that footsies game alive.
Yeah, Tryhard will be able to bait out the Valda F2, so no combo break to dodge out of that one-hit damage coming on through from the parry follow-up. Does have that F1 available, goes for the 1-2, looking for the uppercut extension into another on wake-up, and will be able to walk away with the winner without even needing to invest that F1, so he's going to have it up and available when this round begins.
Yeah, he tried to go for a 2-on-1. I saw that, but he got a long sword now. And this gives him enough chance here to set up combo. Clinks number 1 coming out here. 7U playing zipping themselves, but with a dual blade setup. Looking for the F1. There's a nice mitigation there. There's a setup for the toothpick. Carousel might be coming out here. Another chance for this extension for the 2-on-1. Dodges forward. Doesn't catch that auto aim that he was hoping for to go in the direction of his opponent. 7U will now go ahead, space out for heal for 1 armor powder. 7U has that dual blades. If he can go for LB uppercut, that could be all the confirmation he needs as long as that F is down for Tryhard. Tryhard goes to the hold check. There it is. Jump LB again. The vertical release. Releases it. Gets his damage. Gets the DPS off. As a parry like that from Tryhard sets up a combo. There it is. A carousel setup might be a kill confirmed.
Oh, doesn't manage to find the invisible wall, however, so the other zip will be able to live. Tryhard now eating a lot of damage from the charged RMB. Mistimes the jump parry, won't be able to find it. Also mistimes the second attempt. And that means that Tryhard is now going to be at a disadvantage. Look for the hold into the charged vertical, but 7U knows that he's not going to actually throw the commitment of that out. And full sends in with the light attacks before Tryhard can find that overhold to find that win in the mirror. Now is going to be at a little bit of a low health, which is not good given the fact that Tryhard started with that spear. Closes up the distance, gets a 1-2, utilizing the Volda F2 to try and space away before 7U could come through with the punishment. Catching him into the 1-2, goes for the overhold of the charge vertical, throws it on out into the horizontal, and 7U is just having to utilize these dodges. But the second he runs out of stamina, the Volda's able to catch him with the 1-2, and Tryhard keeps winning these back-to-back second matches. Both of these players on an absolute seesaw when it comes to the winner in the 1v1.
And through that horizontal, no fear in his eyes. Tryhard rocking out that koi spear as he's got it on fleek. Hoping to see a Dragon Slayer to kind of knock this clink off. But if it comes out, there's another horizontal release. 7U in the position, backing off here. Remember, still giving him that attack deduction, so it's not going to really do as much. But he finds blue focuses to match up that HP loss. Catches in the dash LMB, another dash LMB attempt, 1-2 from 7U, but he is not going to be safe for that 1-2 because there's going to be a chance for that priority listing for the horizontals in there. Another set of horizontals for Tryhard and getting as much chip damage as possible.
Goes for that jump horizontal, doesn't manage to find the scoop, gets the parry into the Dragon Slayer to confirm into the grapple kick, into the horizontal, and 7U without a combo breaker is absolutely dead in the water, fish in a barrel. The second Tryhard is able to land that counter.
Now Tryhard, last fight here against 7U's last life. Spear versus Spear Volda. Now, this is the F2 to be invested from Tryhard pretty early on. That pressure was kind of a dangerous game. The horizontal release connects, and the RMBs might be coming out. Dragon Slayer. I gotta see what's happening here for that crutch LMB because we know we see the Dragon Slayer coming back and forth. Misu, you ain't losing, bro. I see you say I'm losing. No. You gotta hold on because Tryhard trying to go out here like a bang. 7U will get that parry. Go for the Dragon Slayer. F2's available. We see the horizontal hold coming from 7U. Locked in the corner. Maybe looking for the Dragon Slayer again, and there's the attention span that we've been seeing. The LMB, the horizontal release. One RMB is left. A jump LMB to complete the task. 7U taking 3 eliminations. It's now currently 3-4. The lead taken by Tryhard.
Tryhard just needs one more round win, though, to seal this match. 7U looks for the heal, goes for the hold, actually manages to catch Tryhard, forcing out that F1 early on. One RMB comes on through from the fist blades. 7U with that spear, just threatening the spacing, but potentially looking for those vertical connections. F2 going to be invested. Breaks up onto that pillar looking for the skirmish, but Tryhard's able to come on through with the chase into the skirmish connection. Gets the parry, the jump LMV resets. Tryhard just needing one singular hit of damage. Has the F1 to call back onto if he goes a little bit too far down in terms of that health. Will be able to find the knockdown with the F1 connection into the vertical, and that is going to be Tryhard walking away with a score win of 5-3, continuing in this tournament as 7U is sent home.
Yeah, now 7U gonna go through. It was a good attempt, good fights. That's all I gotta say today. Good fights today for anybody who's gonna be going through here from the losers bracket on. And now Tryhard has this attempt to come back on top. I know he's hoping for that rematch against Berserk, which might be that that's gonna be the standpoint for today because he's been looking at his he's looking at it and he's like, man, that 5-4, I'm not feeling so good about that. So we're gonna have to run that. We're gonna have to run that back. That's gonna be the run the set moment right then and there.
Well, whether or not he does get to run that back, we're going to have to wait and see because we still have 2 other matches to get through. We've got Berserk versus Misu up in the upper bracket, and we also have our other lower bracket round 2 elimination match to be able to come on through. And something that you and I, we were sort of talking about during the break was the absence of Spear and the absence of Hengsword. And then we got to come back into that lower bracket match, and immediately we got the Hengsword, and then we got the Spear afterwards. And you and I, we were sort of like discussing, are we going to see the Spear? Are we actually going to see the Dragon Slayer's commitment come on through? Because the only way that you're going to be able to land Dragon Slayers in this environment is either going for the mind games of the overhold or catching your opponent off of CC, or finding a successful parry, which, surprise, surprise, was exactly every single time we saw that Dragon Slayer's internet is coming on through, as both of those Valdas getting to see the spear in play. Definitely took that into account when it came to deciding when to hold on to the F2 and when to invest it to break away from that fight before that golden frame hit could come through.
You can see a lot of these players are kind of mitigating off the ends of just not burning the F2 in the middle of the circle, because once you enter that perimeter, it might be a death sentence for you, right? They pull the piece of chalk, right? They're looking at it and they're like, I'm just gonna go in circles and see, okay, this is a yes, this is a no, this is a yes, this is a no. For everything coming out, they went back to the drawing board and just making sure in this arena, right, goes back down towards what they've been used to, Rummy Yanks. Kind of working off of seeing how Rummy Yang fights happen in the BR open field inside of the 1v1 arena, knowing how detrimental those corners can be, how to get out of those corners is going to be useful. Now, the high-risk maneuver for that Valda F2 bubble is to use it for a setup for RMBs. And the only weapon that can really catch that is a longsword by far, from what we've been able to kind of accrue off, or even to the extension of an LMB from a spear or a staff, just to kind of catch that 1-2 in case they tap dodge into it, or they get a chance of just looking into locking in that bubble spot for the soak status. Right, I mentioned earlier about the soak status being an attack down. It's like 5% attack resist, deduction for the opponent for the whole duration that it happens. And for that type of time frame, where in this game it's a war, I mean the mode is for war for attrition, right? It literally is the attrition warfare mode for me for martial artist solos. So for the players to kind of work off of just making sure they can get as much as the deduction and damage taken, we're gonna have to take a look in the scene, because we're about to enter to the next round. We gotta see what's gonna happen. Shenanigans, that's the word for today. I know Fox was like, yeah, that's the word for today. I'm like, I agree. That's gonna be what we got going on today. Full set.
I mean, we have seen the Farrier. We've also seen a lot of Matari, a lot of Valda, and a lot of Liam, so no surprises when it comes to hero picks coming on through from DongDongBen versus WeaponSwapper on that Valda with the staff, but this is the first time we're going to get to see the dagger for the day. DongDongBen coming on through with the charge LMB, backs it back into the double jump LMB for putting himself onto the pillar, skirmishing over the top, utilizing that Matari F, trying to find the connection, chasing away before the Valda can come on through with the connection onto the RMB. And we go right back into skill rush shenanigans. What's behind door number 3? Is it going to be a skill rush connection, or is it just going to be dashing into the air to mitigate the damage you can take? Because this Matari knows that he has done way more damage than the Valda, who has yet to find a connection. And if it does go to a timeout, he should be able to win in terms of damage dealt overall, as long as he just keeps kiting this fight.
Now be a chance for that horizontal to come out there. Here it is. DongDongBen space up. And this dagger is working out. It's working out in his favor for now. The parry, I heard it. WeaponSwapper is looking for it. Might be looking to try to go for a chance for those mid-air scare rushes into a blue focus to keep himself in the airtime. There's DongDongBen looking for the F2. Goes for himself towards the pillar. Holds the heck out of that blue, but he gets parried. Now that 115 health comes back in WeaponSwapper's hands. He didn't pick up the dagger, unfortunate, but he scales out. And now it's going to be a chance of just working himself into this perimeter at onset for time. WeaponSwapper had that more damage dealt, and that parry really secured that.
Yeah, and you could see that Matari was trying to just scale rush away from that fight as often as possible, but unfortunately Matari lacking that combo breaker in comparison to the Valda with the F2, who gets that full break away from the fight. Just put a little bit too much pressure on DongDongBen, forcing out that LMB dagger a little bit too much, as WeaponSwapper very much favoring the staff right now is going to get punished for lacking to connect with the charged RMB into the fist blade. Finds the parry to force that F1 out. Doesn't find the subsequent connection though, as DongDongBen still has the frames of the F1 to armor through that additional last hit of damage from the riposte. And we find ourselves back into skirmish territory as WeaponSwapper looks for the connection. We'll be able to find the light attack, potentially looking for the drop down lunge onto this Liam. Both of these players looking for the parry, but the pitter patter is able to come through from WeaponSwapper, not able to find the uppercut, as it is going to be a cycle back into that F1 for the Liam to break away. But WeaponSwapper now is able to find that connection with the RMB, as well as the parry into the full follow-up damage jump LMB, the F2 to break away from the fist blade combo extension, and WeaponSwapper very much winning out in terms of overall damage so far.
He's taking the RMB to the face, and DongDongBen looking for that 1-2-3, not gonna come out. He's going for fist blades, but another RMB from the staff comes from WeaponSwapper, taking that utilization of the survive board, getting that siphon. You saw how much health that Swapper was just able to get a little bit extra here and there for it. Now we're going down 2-0, lead given to WeaponSwapper. DongDongBen working his third round pick as Valda with the spear gets immediately parried the first entry upon the fight. F2 invested on the dime. Dragon Slayer is avoided. WeaponSwapper look at the tap dodge parry, making sure he can try to catch the blue focus if it's a horizontal release. Now the Vertical comes out. Another parry. WeaponSwapper just going to be clean with this one. The 2-1-1 finally been able to come through for the jump LMB. No, he's going for the RMBs, and the jump LMB from DongDongBen might be case scenario for him to get caught by the RMB again and again. Here's the F2. There's the RMB. No uppercut confirmed. Another uppercut this time from DongDongBen confirms potentially for a horizontal release. Yeah, there it is. And now we're a little bit tied for HP, a little bit under for DongDongBen, making sure he can try to work forth and not throw another Dragon Slayer like that, because that's going to close it in an RMB release. Swapper's up with the eliminations so far.
Dragon Slayer is so risky if you don't have it off of the back of either CC or a parry. Is WeaponSwapper able to avoid out of the frame of damage before coming on through with the charged RMB? He's going to be starting off this round though without his armor, but again finds a parry to force that combo breaker out from the Liam. Very early on into the pitter-patter we go. As WeaponSwapper just holding on for those focuses, trying to force the Clank to come on through into that jump parry, but the Liam is very much not falling for it so far. Holds on to the LMB on those fist blades to secure up the spacing, gives himself a little bit of time to cycle back towards that F1, but unfortunately does eat the damage from that charged RMB coming through from the staff in the meantime before coming on through with the LMB connection off of the distance from that purple hit of focus. Keeps up the pressure, finds the 1-2 into the 3, into the crouch LMB, given WeaponSwapper had burned the F2 just moments before, a little bit too early before the full combo extension could be found. The 1-2-3 from the staff gets fully committed into as DongDongBen utilizes that focus armor to just frame through the uppercut connection that WeaponSwapper was looking to set on up. The F1 now going to be burned out to avoid out of the charged RMB purple scoop coming in through from that staff as both of these players hold their nerve and put themselves onto the pillars to look for the scare situation.
Might be a chance here to see that scare rush. There's a confirm, but no staggered follow-up. The uppercut was kind of clean, I'm not gonna lie, and that's gonna be coming out. WeaponSwapper gets himself that elimination. Now it might be a chance here for DongDongBen for his final life on fist blades on Liam. WeaponSwapper still has Valda in his pocket, 400 HP give or take, and his HP threshold. He's gonna go for a immediate heal. If I see a 1.0 parry into a parry from WeaponSwapper again, okay, I was about to say, but that elimination comes out clean. DongDongBen has been releasing every single blue. Every time he runs up to him, I'm like, no, don't do it. Don't do it. He's like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna run it up. I'm putting this car from 2nd gear to 5th gear, and then all of a sudden it just stalls it out.
Now, it's potentially going to be a stall fight or a hold check fight coming on through as these players open the Liam on the fan and the fist blade. So a lot of potential just holding through that focus. WeaponSwapper throws out the LMB, gets parried. Has to burn out that F1 early on into the scarish potential we go. Nope. Fakes it out, goes behind the pillar looking for a reset opportunity. DongDongBen closes up the distance, finds that punishment. WeaponSwapper utilizing the charged LMB to just create the spacing. Puts himself onto that pillar, finds the parry into the scale rush, just putting himself up into that sky to look for the drop and charged RMB on that fan. The uppercut extension. Attempted to try and find that chase down as he's looking to deny DongDongBen the opportunity to reset and keep up this pressure. F1 is going to be invested to avoid out of the consequences of that parry, but now he doesn't have it to avoid out of the consequence of the 1-2 crouch LMB. And DongDongBen continues the round, continues fighting on. WeaponSwapper denied the opportunity to carry forward into this tournament again.
Okay, DongDongBen finding the lock-in. He's locking in. Hopefully, the Temi is a little bit of a dangerous spot to be in against, bro. The fist blades especially up against the Temi. Now there's a clink number 2. Hopefully, DongDongBen can catch that LMB. Oh, he finds a 1-2-3. He hits anticipated. The parry comes out. Clink number 1. Swapper has to be careful about this. He goes for that 1.0 release for horizontal. That help. The second pair of blues could be parried. The 1.0 vertical comes out. We are on the lower bracket of health. DongDongBen has himself in a bit of a pickle. I'll be 100% honest. The F1 comes out from Temi. Inso with throw. He gets caught. No! Vertical comes out. Crouch LMB. 1-2. Melee the 3. Maybe looking for the chance for the blue focus. We got F1 combo breaker. We're going for jump LMB. We're going for a crouch parry attempt, but it does not come out in succession. Jump LMB to knock away the Temi, but DongDongBen throws a 1.0 release. One more hit, 1 RMB, 1 clink, and that is the final results. 5-2. WeaponSwapper takes this round, going into the next set, and DongDongBen gets eliminated completely. Tryhard having to go up against WeaponSwapper next is going to be that position of the fights. Yo, look at that live edits, bro. That's what we like to see. And Tryhard up against WeaponSwapper. This is going to be the fight that comes through. Yo, I'm excited.
This is going to be the fight that comes through to determine who is going to be able to continue on this tournament and match up against either Berserk or Misu. But serve, I'm excited too. Unfortunately, we're going to have to hold our excitement a little bit longer as we will be right back with the continuation of this tournament after this intermission. Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the Naraka Bladepoint Astral Cup Martial Arts Solo Tournament in Severia. We have had some absolute nail-biters of matches so far. We got to see some incredibly close matches coming up. Unfortunately, we had to say goodbye to a couple of players in our lower bracket run, and the lower bracket run is going to continue as we move over into round 3 to get to watch Tryhard match up against WeaponSwapper to determine who is going to be moving on to the lower bracket grand final.
Yeah, because then after that, Misu Berserk is next afterwards, and whoever loses that goes down, maybe potentially go through and fight out to make it the grand finals part 2. That way we can determine first, second, and third. And, you know, Man, after we've seen the last fights coming through here, it's kind of diluting out a little bit. You know, we've seen a lot of more 5-3s coming into play, or 5-2s in this essence. It's kind of bonkers coming through and actually having a solos tournament like this, to be honest, because usually we see the BRs coming through in terms of the events, and we have everyone kind of working off of that, you know, the whole look at the map, understand the map, rotate accordingly, and understand how to fight your opponents. And the fighting opponents, people see that party like, yeah, I'm ooga booga'd in, and they find every single one of those aspects, and this is where the culmination of the fighting aspect comes in these 1v1 arenas. Now, obviously, coming out for this time, you know, having the weapons to be only one weapon at a point is, you know, it kind of, you know, creates a flow for things, but at the same time, you know, you got to work what you got in the most case scenarios. Let's say you drop down and you find 3 range weapons, and then you find 1 common weapon. Well, guess what? You're gonna have to roll with it, because at that point, your hunter is coming down with a purple armor, purple weapons, and you ain't got nothing except, you know, your will in the way.
Yeah, and we can also get to see the full commitment coming through from these players, because a lot of the time when they are, even in the solos mode for the Battle Royale aspect of the game, you have to be constantly thinking about multi-way fights. So especially for heroes like Valda, who with that F2 only get 1 hit confirm before that CC is just immediately broken, you don't really get to see the true amount of power that she can have to her name in the open world fights. It's much more she's a powerhouse in terms of that realm of Yang 1 versus 1 where you're guaranteed not going to be running into a third party. So it's really lovely to get to see all of these players actually go for the full showcasing of these really long combo string extensions that we don't get to typically see, because you're so worried about another player coming into your scene and just immediately griefing you out. It's very much you're just trying to get as much damage in as short a time as possible before you get interrupted, as it is going to be WeaponSwapper coming on through with his pick of that staff. Before that, Valda holds on to the F2, even though he loses a fair chunk of that purple armor, making sure that he has the combo break available for when Tryhard is actually trying to go for the full hit of damage.
Now for a chance, Swapper on that staff. You know, people saying in the chat, like, does he know how to use his staff? Of course he knows how to use it. So why do you think his name is WeaponSwapper? He's swapping the weapons. Now, not the same way that you might think mechanic-wise, but, you know, parry like that, we take those. That's 115 heal. Swapper goes ahead and eats up a full blue focus. It's not going to be a problem, but he eats up another one. Okay, now it's a little bit of a problem. Now we're going to burn the combo breaker. R&B gets released. A little bit of this, you know, disruption here for the 1-2s. Oh, he released a 3, and maybe looking for an LMB, but that rollout doesn't come out for Tryhard. He stays on the ground for a reason, for a purpose, not to get caught again.
Yeah, goes for the cancel out of the furry with the grapple, but doesn't have the F2 available until a matter of moments, utilizing the R&B on that staff to just buy himself the time for that one to cycle back on through. Tryhard and WeaponSwapper both looking for the skirmish. WeaponSwapper full sends it, tries to find the connection onto where Tryhard is going to be dropping down from on high to that low with the 1-2 jump LMB coming on through from the Valda, the F2, but it is going to be a timeout situation, and Tryhard was able to do just a little bit more damage to walk away with the win.
Now Tryhard, 1 HP in a dream. Love these situations. Has to immediately go throw pillar. Throws a 1.0 parry. F1's available though for him to get himself out of that position. Now is a chance. 2, 3. F1 comes out this time from WeaponSwapper to reposition to get this kill confirmed. That's going to be the case. 1-1 for this chance for a 1-1 situation. Now we're tied. This is the last. You know, this is where the chances come down towards between Swapper and Tryhard in this 1v1. Tryhard opting in zipping in. Swapper is taking the time to heal in the face of danger. Throws an R&B with a fan-free parry for Tryhard. And for Swapper, this is going to be a kiting game for right now until that combo break comes right back up.
Yeah, goes for the 1-2 light gust. Clanks now against those nunchucks a second time around. Looks for the overhaul, but Tryhard is the one who's able to come on through with that parry to force out the F1 into the grapple bump extension with those nunchucks. This time the WeaponSwapper is able to find the parry into the grapple bump, into charged R&B, into jump down with that R&B follow through when Tryhard is still stuck inside that flop state. Breaks away with the F1 to start getting a little bit of sustain back. The charged R&B on that fan will be able to find the connection. Tryhard with the first hit though off that horizontal is able to go for the early hit of damage to find the interruptions. WeaponSwapper again sends out the charged vertical, looks for the overhaul. Tryhard goes for the early set first. The weapon gust forces the zip further back, waits for WeaponSwapper now to put himself onto that pillar and get that reset opportunity, as Tryhard understands if it goes down to the heal off situation, the zip has a huge advantage against his opponent.
Yep, and there's going to be the chance here for that jump parry from Tryhard. He anticipated that, but it's not going to be released until the 3rd one. WeaponSwapper throwing the 4th one. And now the F1 to push back to his opponent and looking for that damage over time just to make sure he can confirm the kill. WeaponSwapper gets that victory just because he dealt more damage. It's now a 2-1 situation. Tryhard on his Valda, making sure he can use that spear to its full power, but WeaponSwapper a little bit weird, not to say worse for wear. He's just eating up a little bit half his HP. Now he's going to be chunked under half.
Yeah, has to utilize that F1. Hasn't been able to get any opportunity to find this heal as Tryhard has just been chasing him down. The 1-2 extension into uppercut, into grapple bump, into LMB focus. And that is going to be it. With a jump LMB, Tryhard is going to be able to take the Liam down. And he does all of this without losing a single bit of his health. So even though he continues the Valda pick into this next round, he doesn't have to worry about trying to find the spacing to heal.
Yep, takes an army to the face. WeaponSwapper looking to try to go ahead with those tap dodges. Gets countered because of that. Scale Rush comes out from Tryhard, but there's no priority listing here for Swapper. An immediate jump LMB coming from Tryhard on the drop down. No clink. Now forcing himself to get a free amount of focus in the face of WeaponSwapper. Now the crouch LMB comes out. The 1-2-3 might be coming out from Swapper, and the hold RMB gets caught. Double roll back. Maybe looking for that vertical spear, looking for the fist blades verticals, and now it's Tryhard looking to go ahead and tap dodge that perfectly aligned vertical focus. The whisk comes out. It's avoided. And we're looking at whether or not this horizontal spam coming from Tryhard is going to work in his favor, but he gets caught with that one. And now it's going to be a chance for that combo breaker to be burned.
Yeah, the overhold comes on through from the fist blades. Tryhard with the 1-2. Utilizing that blue focus. 1-2 looks for the uppercut into grapple, but Temi with the F1 is going to be able to break away from that fight. Tryhard now armoring through. Just trying to threaten the spacing. Is he going to go for the vertical release or is he going to go for the Dragon Slayers? WeaponSwapper anticipates the Dragon Slayer, finds the parry. The Valda utilizes the F2 to keep the game going. And Tryhard now an absolute sliver, has to play perfectly, but will go down to the 1-2 from the Fistblade follow through. And this is WeaponSwapper starting to pull ahead in terms of that overall scoring.
3-2 right now in the benefit of Swapper, taking Tryhard to his last double pick, Liam Fistblades F1. Scare Rush is going to be confirmed here for a neutral, but that F1 comes out. Now Tryhard looks to reposition straight towards the pillars. Well, Swapper is just going to go ahead and match his movements like we're watching a mirror as his matchup is going to be coming out into that pillar side. Now, forcing that downward RMB gives Swapper an immediate frame advantage to go straight into an uppercut, but there's a blue focus vertical, double 2.0 hit. That's going to be a jump F1 to be used, and maybe Swapper has a chance of getting one heal off here, but Tryhard still has that combo breaker. He can take the aggression here and force it on his opponent's hands. The 1-2s, the 3 net may not come out. Jump LB is confirmed, and this is going to be a Fistblade blue focus that gets avoided with the F1 confirmation against Tryhard.
Scale Rush comes on for both of these players utilizing those tap dodges with the Fistblades, but Tryhard is able to find that parry. Temi with the F1 breaks away, but Tryhard has the Scale Rush to be able to track down where the Temi ends up and walks away with the win, taking us to an even 3-3. Both of these players on the Liam, both of these players still holding on to those Fistblades in terms of this mirror, both clanking against that focus strike hits. We're still going for the clanks coming on through. Tryhard holding on to the RMB with those fist blades. Looks again to clank against WeaponSwapper, who sends out that RMB as well. Before we just keep up this pressure. 1-2, tap dodge out of the spacing. WeaponSwapper sends out the charged RMB. Tryhard finds the parry, gets the advantage in the mirror, forcing out that F1 earlier than his opponent. And now looks for the chase down with the jump LMBs. 1-2, 1-2. WeaponSwapper with the mistimed parry sets up to be hit into another 1-2 light stagger lock. And Tryhard is slowly starting to run away with this fight.
Now the RMB comes out, forcing the F1 from Tryhard and the F1 from Swapper. That was a little bit too early, dog. A little bit too early to try to see about that pressure. Now the mirror match comes out from the pillar. The scale rush is confirmed. Swapper didn't get the LMB, but he get the 1-2-3. The F1's not up for another 8 seconds for Tryhard, and Swapper tried to create the aggression. So got to push his opponent out. He's going to go for heal himself. He gets no succession on that heal. Unfortunately, one hit is all that's needed. Tryhard looking for it, and he gets it. As WeaponSwapper tries to climb the pillar, it is 3-4 in favor of Tryhard. Last Liam pick coming out here from Swapper, as Tryhard is still working through 1,000 health into this next round.
It's a mirror again. Fist blades for fist blades. Tryhard still lacking that armor. Is going to be able to open up with the parry and gets that massive chunk of resources all the way back. You can hear the heal popping off, that 115 activating. It's going to be on a 60-second cooldown now, however, as Tryhard looks for the parry yet again. WeaponSwapper mixing the timings up with the throwdown of that charged RMB. Finds the 1-2. Tryhard with the F1. Breaks away to go back towards that pillar, sets up the skill rush. WeaponSwapper with the chase down, looking to actually commit on to all of these focus moves. Both of these players getting a little bit too low. Tryhard is able to back on off. WeaponSwapper was not having any confidence to be able to take a heal set off, and this does give Tryhard the advantage when it comes to overall health bar left around this round, as both of these players looking for that skirmish. Yet again, we are in the echo chamber in terms of this movement, as Tryhard just holds on to that blue armor focus before dropping down with the jump. LMB's connecting onto WeaponSwapper's cranium, and suddenly Tryhard is at the risk of running away with this round and continuing in the tournament, and there it is confirmed. Tryhard goes through to face up against either Misu or a rematch that he's been looking for against Berserk.
Yeah. 5-3 again. We've seen another 5-3. It's going to be coming out. Tryhard taking this fight. And like you just said, Misu Berserk is going to be the next fight that we have to see in the upcoming bracket, because we got to see who's going to win, who's going to go through and sit waiting for their opponent in the back seat, because that man is still charging his fight stick in the back corner. But listen, everything comes down towards his final side. If everyone is kind of working into seeing what their opponents are doing, they're doing it right now, watching through. And they're going to get a chance of seeing the bracket, seeing who is left up against the foes. And that's exactly what we're seeing. Tryhard, he's going to be waiting for his opponent on whoever loses from the grand final fight, or from this point on, as Misu comes out from the upper bracket against Berserk, and having the chance of just watching Misu's playstyle. I mean, coming from here, if any footsies, meaning if any change up happens here, and in terms of the playstyle happens, the 1-2-3 is just a little bit too strong in the hands of certain folks out there. We've seen that coming back, as well as the vertical releases, but more so just seeing face to face on which characters are going to be double picked. And so far it has been Liam. Liam has that big insurance policy with the F1, having to retain that weapon even if he gets parried immediately, is able to go through and just combo breaker out and just keep that weapon on hand, not giving it to his opponent, and then just looking to work it out for the next time being. And the fist plates, right, on the double pick. I know someone was mentioning about fist plates. We'll talk about it, but listen, fist plates have that immense pressure that we've seen on the case, more so about the insurance just being able to kite away or space out, or even just set up an easy 1-2-3. We've seen these 1-2-3s get released, and it's just a mix-up. The mix-up from the fist plays is just too much to kind of calculate out before it's too late, or you just go for the close your eyes and then you go for you throw out a dart at the board, and then all of a sudden you get a bullseye. That's kind of the case scenario for some of these guys.
Yeah, I mean, if you do manage to land the 1-2-3 as well, it gets the lead into that extension with the crouching LMB, which is always a pain because then it locks you into another stagger. But I don't think we're going to be seeing a lot of fist blades coming through from this next fight. It feels sort of like we might need to grab some candy floss, we might need to grab some popcorn, we might need to pick a pony and start up the music, because I'm pretty sure we're going to be seeing a lot of longsword carousels coming out of this next match, given the fact that it is going to be the potential Yushan F2 longsword mirror match that I have been waiting all day for.
Yeah, Berserk, Misu have been using that longsword when we first started this off. Both 5-4, by the way, in their respective fights in their brackets today. So for them to actually be the only, not say the only two consistent longsword users, but pretty much it feels like they are the only two longsword users into the standings as of right now. They are going ahead and being brought up next. This is the fight that we kind of want to, we got to see who's going to be that, semi-grand champion to come through here for the grand finalists, and seeing who's second or who is going to be the potential for making out the third or even first. Who knows? If we see 5-4, it's to be expected. If we see anything lower than 5-3, I'm gonna start asking questions. We're starting out here. Misu, Berserk, longsword way shot round one. Let's get it.
Let's go, Misu, rocking the F2. Berserk also probably mirroring the ability. Both of these players. There it is, the F2. Both coming on through. Neither of them finding that stagger to set up into the toothpick, into carousel extension. Misu going for that rush over towards the pillar, looks for the slap setup. Both of them going to be clanking with the light attacks, as it is actually going to be Berserk finding that slap, but Misu looking for that connection. Does get hit into the stun, into the 1-2 toothpick, into uppercut, full carousel. He's been bapped up against that wall, doesn't have the access of an F1 combo break, and that is the danger that we were talking about when it is a Weishan F2 mirror matchup. Whoever hits that stun first is gonna be the one that walks away the winner.
Incredible. as Berserk gets himself caught with the F2. This man's a menace, getting himself an RB. Ooh, a little bit of misstep there. We're tripped over our shoelace. Maybe looking for the LMBs. The 2-on-1 coming out from Misu confirmed. And as we blue focus, there's a lot of HP here to be lost. F2 is not up for you, my friend. And he can't even get a parry after that tap dodge. Unfortunate. Berserk slap immediately. Oh, trying to bait out the back off from Misu. He does not take it. Counter grapple comes out. We got no range weapon, bro. All we can do is just, all right, sit pretty. F2 comes out. And there's a scare rush. This time, no stagger to come out through that nunchucks. Oh my goodness, a longsword setup. And there's a wall right there. Okay, can we do this extension? There's gonna be the 1. Okay, we grapple bump. We're gonna get nothing. Wait, yes, we get number 2. We're looking for number 3, and we might be going for number 4. And now Misu's a little bit more in the back spot. And we got 5, and we got ourselves a 6. Can we go for 7? Is it even necessary? No, it ain't. Berserk got himself there, and he's still living with 200 HP in a dream.
Didn't even need the F2 to confirm the stun lock onto the zip and guarantee that extension even further. Absolute style coming on through. As like you said, he's still got the Yushan. He's still got the stun. He's up against an opponent this time with a combo break on the F1 though. And unfortunately, he won't be able to find the 7 grapple bump extension this time round.
Yeah, man was like, oh, I messed up, and then he got caught. That's what happens. Fist plates can do that to you. Now Berserk on the nunnies as the zipping this time around, just like we saw from Misu last round. But 1, 2, 3 off the jump, trying to run it in his opponent's face. Clink number 1. Look for the crouch LMB. Look for the LMB. There it is. F1 investment, just like we predicted, coming through from Misu. Misu being careful. RMBs. Another LMB uppercut. No 2-on-1. Unfortunate, but Berserk still keeps the pressure with this F2. Gets caught by a double blue focus release, and there's going to be the blue focus to come out. Oh, the fist blades. Oh, the LMBs in the crouch LMB might need to come out here. It's a little bit cooked here if we don't see an F1 or F2 coming out from either side.
Misu is going to have access to his F1 in a matter of moments. Burns it out almost immediately. The Zip's also going to go for that sustain. As Misu sends out that charge, the RMB finds the parry onto the nunchucks into the jump LMB. That is going to be Misu walking away the winner. We wanted this match to be close. We said we would be surprised if it was anything but. And so it's an absolute dead even 2-2 currently. As Misu still lacking that armor, has to burn through that F1 almost immediately as soon as this round begins. Finds, unfortunately, himself getting parried without access to the F1 to avoid the consequence as Berserk on the Mitari is able to pull ahead.
Yeah, Berserk in the lead now, 3-2, just like that. Now double Matari longsword from Misu to set this out. The F2 to avoid the longsword beam, and now Misu uses it in response, and now maybe looking for a carousel into the corner. He's got it. He's settling up shop. He's putting a saw. It's a buy one get one free deal, but he doesn't get any sort of way to try to see about that corner to stay put for this blue focus. He takes a lot of chip damage. RMBs aren't successful. We're looking for clinks, and there's the F2 coming out. Berserk can go ahead and throw these crouch LMBs all he wants, but the moment he throws a vertical blue focus, he ain't gonna hit it because Misu's looking to kite out here. He's looking to chase this down. He's got F2 to look for the stack. If the RMB comes out for another carousel, this time Berserk is gonna be caught out here, maybe for a kill potential. 2-1-1, jump LMB, and the jump LMB, but we're gonna have to back off. That slap attempt is coming out from Berserk. Misu anticipated it. He knows exactly who his opponent is, and this is gonna be a jump LMB to come through here. RMBs get released, a clink number 1, slap number 2, and maybe chances here for between both of these guys to see a wild haymaker blue focus, or just going for chip damage, just like that.
All those jump LMBs. Misu is going to be able to walk away the winner. It was incredibly close, especially when Berserk was able to find the connection with the jump LMB punishments when Misu looked to choose that scale rush option selection onto that pillar. He's going to have to try and option select into a fight win with the F2, setting up the stagger to confirm into an extension as he is incredibly low currently. Berserk access to all of that armor and health, opting to the Yushan yet again. Misu looking for the drop down from that pillar. Won't be able to find the confirmation. Will be able to find the jump LMB. However, his opponent has found the 1-2 uppercut extension, and Berserk is going to be able to walk away with the win the second he's able to find that connection, taking us to a match point for a Yushan F2 longsword pick.
Big chances here for Berserk to take this victory home. Kind of working against the odds here. He's got F2 still up. He's waiting for that Atari to invest that dash just to scare rush. There's an uppercut. There's a grapple bump. Maybe looking for another uppercut. There it is. Jump LMB to jump LMB, and maybe looking for a dash away. Yes. F2 still kind of going off of here for Berserk if he wants to see this close gap. Yep, there it is. Oh, he's got a corner. Okay, we got 1. All right, we're cooking number 2. We go ahead. We can cook for number 3, and we're going to go ahead for number 4 because why not? Treat yourself. Going for here for number 5. And of course, you look at number 6 and you're like, nah, let me get another one real quick. extra cheese on the fly. 5-3 right now. Berserk doing it once more into the fray. I can't believe it. This man didn't ask for a Diet Coke at the end.
You know what? Every single time we see Berserk get that combo, I feel like we just need to run an episode of Sesame Street where we're like, 1 extension, 2 extension, It is absolutely crazy the amount of extends that he's able to find with the invisible wall. And that is very much either he's able to force his opponent's combo break out and then he looks for that massive extension, or he's up against someone who doesn't have access to that full gold focus combo break and can go for it whenever he wants. Finding that one guarantees that he's able to continue forward in the upper bracket final, putting himself into the grand final, denying Tryhard the opportunity to go for the rematch unless he can bypass Misu. And this is going to be a match you absolutely do not want to miss. 2 of our J-Cup players will be going head-to-head right after this break.
and gentlemen, we are back out here. No shenanigans this time around. We saw the carousel. We got the Count Dracula in the house. You know, he's somewhere in the background. You can't see him right now. You know, don't put garlic in his face because things get a little bit more dicey. No saute for everything into this matchup for today. If you guys don't know, if you guys are just tuning in, solos bracket, martial artist solos, specifically the mode for Astral Cup coming through here live from the chances of, you know, who's going to be the top 1v1 player. And for right now, taking anything into usage, here's our overview. You know the prize is going to be in the play. You know, why would we be holding without no prize? And the prizes here are only for the top 4 right now. 2,000 for first place, 1,000 for second, and with third with 600. Fourth gets that 4 count, $400. After that, no one gets anything coming through here from fifth and below. And unfortunately, that's the case scenario. Our standings have it. Right now, Berserk just won his fight against Misu. It's a 5-3 that he took that lead for. Now it's Tryhard versus Misu. Whoever loses, whoever gets into this position of being on the bottom bracket of the board, you know, is going to come out here. But it's going to be coming down between who's going to go up to grand final and who's not, you know, coming out of this bracket for this time being. Shout out to C8. Because Tryhard and Misu are 2 roles players going against each other. So for them to go up against each other, it's kind of that XDD moment that a lot of players have been hoping for, and this is the case scenario right here, right now.
Yeah, and for Misu, this is an opportunity for a little bit of revenge after what occurred yesterday in the Astral Cup NA solos, where it was down to the absolute wire. It was game number 6. Tryhard and Misu were both coming through with just pretty much MVP would have secured them that first place position, and Tryhard was able to overcome Misu to walk away the winner. So there is a lot on the line as well as that prize pool for both of these players.
Yeah, and we're starting on the fly, starting hot. No 400, no Fahrenheit, all Celsius. Tryhard puts himself into the position here. One of the NA's top players takes an RB to the face. He ain't gonna sweat it for a little bit longer, but that F2 Sham, you know, with a longsword of Tryhard's not gonna be going ahead and getting position, getting caught. But the F1, just to see about the anticipation, and Misu read it. He knew that if anything come out here, if he anticipated it, Tryhard was anticipating it back.
Yeah, but Tryhard's still holding on to that F1 combo break. If Misu looks to try and set up that carousel from the F2 yet again, both of these players very much aware of what the other is wanting to do. The F1 does come through Tryhard, understanding he's going to be vulnerable for the next 17 seconds. It's going to put himself onto that pillar to avoid the potential carousel coming on through. If Misu is able to land that F2 connection that he's looking for, is able to dodge out of it. The 1, 2, 3 into crouch L and B, and Misu is going to lose even more of his health to Tryhard, finding that parry into jump L and B, crouch chase, and finds another parry to come out on top of the first 1v1 round.
I love how Tryhard was able to pick up both the longswords and just took them to his hands and now has it in his feet and toes because he's still using the fist blades regardless. But he does have a longsword in his second slot, looking to try to do honorable carry. Let's go ahead and put the conversation here with the RBs and just back off. Tryhard wants to right now. He gets caught by that parry. F1's invested in the chase down. Oh, the F2, the extension, might be looking for 3 jump LMBs. Crouch LMBs from Misu. Confirms a little bit of damage. Nice tap dodge and a nice parry like that. That's an equal game so far. Misu takes 1 up.
Misu, with that Matari, able to find the win. Does keep the Matari, but didn't take enough damage to have to worry about needing that first opportunity of a health reset as Tryhard goes for the zipping with those nunchucks. Misu, with that F2, is going to invest into the chase and looking for the jump LMBs when Tryhard is in that flop state. Tryhard with the nunchucks holds with the blue focus, and Misu finds the drop down parry, managing to immediately turn the fight quite literally on its head.
Now Tryhard at a point right now, deficit of the H. F2 to mitigate through gives Misu that priority listing. He's up now 2-1. Putting zipping out for Tryhard with those nunnies. Now Tryhard's on his 3rd round pick, Valda's Spear. We've seen this happen. He can create a turnaround with just this one character alone and has F2. But Misu Parry checking again, honorable, but looking for the RMBs, maybe hoping to see about that close gap position. Avoiding that F2 though gives Tryhard enough benefit to just go ahead for the chase down. Still has the F2 available. Combo breaker still going through. Nice tap dodges, but Misu cooking it up like a storm, avoiding the horizontals with those shadow sweep steps, and he's gonna go straight through, getting caught by the LMB and the 1-2s from Tryhard with that Dragon Slayer miss.
Yeah, manages to tap dodge out of that Dragon Slayer's follow-up. Tryhard looked for the overhold on the charge, hoping sport into the Nessas. Goes for the F2 into the LMB focus. Misu understand the combo break is down. Tries to press the initiative, but Tryhard with the skill rush is going to be able to confirm into the 1-2, into all of this follow-up damage. And Misu now with that Matari looking a very vulnerable target. Tries to come on through, but Tryhard with the F2 shuts down the spacing, forces Misu into the pocket, and will be able to cut through the remaining health with those light attack 1-2 lockdowns, sending us to a 2-2-2. And Tryhard still on this Valda with this spear, is able to come on through with the shield heal reset before Misu can close up the distance with the grapple into the wind gust from that fan.
Yep, now Crouch LMB coming through here. Oh, we're going for slap bait out into an LMB for fan. Now the Dragon Slayer is free, and that F1's going to be converted into it. Tryhard gets caught by the Scare Rush coming up. RMBs come out. Double blue focus release. The F2 comes through. Horizontal release comes out. LMB to LMB. LMB up 1-2s. Ooh, Scare Rush into the pillar shot. Gets caught by uppercut free RMB. No, we're not even attempting to do that, but we throw out a double blue focus again. Now Tryhard's like, all right, listen, I'm going to go ahead and get this pillar again. And now he confirms neutral, burning out the F1 from Misu. Misu looking to try to go ahead for those kites with Scare Rush. Just chip damage here. Horizontals of release is coming out, but Tryhard still has now the combo breaker to be available.
Looking for the grapple bump into the horizontal. Will be able to find the confirmation. 1, 2. Do we send the free? No. Finds the parry onto Misu though, and that is going to be ample damage to be able to confirm into that kill. All while still holding on to the F2. It's going to be a rematch. Valda Spear versus Liam Fistblades. Tryhard now lacking all of that armor. Goes for the fake out of the heal. Misu with the grapple. Not going to be able to try and find the challenge. Just Tryhard with the vertical is able to clip the Liam when he's up in that sky. Now looks for the overhold into the parry flash. Doesn't manage to find it until the F2 spacing buys him the opportunity to go for that Dragon Slayers into Nessas, and that is going to be the Liam losing all of that armor. But Tryhard without the F2 is going to be vulnerable to the Fistblades. 1, 2 jump horizontals coming on out. Tryhard trying to buy the spacing back with the horizontal focus. Won't be able to do it as Misu doubles down in the face of that Valda, not allowing Tryhard to break away from the fight and put themselves onto the pillar, and we go 3-3.
All right, 3-3, you know, but Misu's a little bit low on the HP. Now hoping to see if he can break out of this corner. F1 to be invested for it. Hold the heck out of the RMB, but he confirms a hit. This is huge, but he gets caught by that parry. That's it. Elimination. 3-4. The lead is in Tryhard's hands right now to confirm his spot to go straight up in terms of the bracket to make sure he can go into that grand finals match. But Misu still has his chance, still has 1 life, can make it all happen for the efforts against Tryhard's second to last Liam. Gets caught by the parry. F1 is available. He uses it at the very last possible second just to make sure that Tryhard commits his dash LMB to the 1, 2, 3. Jump LMB. Nope. Coming out here and making sure he can go for the LMB is again for the shadow sweep steps, and he's getting caught by the LMB again and again. And now Tryhard's in a spot where he's got to look towards the corner as the blue focus's bait out comes through, but Misu gets caught out. 1 jump LMB to the next, and this could be a 3-set piece where Misu goes down. Tryhard comes out on top, 5-3 in his stead, and that gives him one of the grand final spots up against Berserk.
We get the rematch, Tryhard versus Berserk. The second game of the day is going to be your grand finals, and you have to admire the mix-ups that we get to see from these players in those situations where they either go for the crouch LMB with those fist blades, but sometimes they also go for the jump LMB with the fist blades, so these players don't understand when they're getting out of that flop state back into that reset animation, what attack is actually going to be lobbied directly after them, and does mean that they have a little bit of that guesstimation to try and come through and figure out where is going to be the best to be able to space into. But speaking about space, let's have a look and see what space we find ourselves in, because this has been the bracket and we now are confirmed into our grand final matchup. It is, as we say, going to be that rematch of upper bracket round 1. It's going to be Berserk versus Tryhard to determine who is going to be our first champion for the martial arts tournament.
It's gonna be a difficult choice, man. I can't believe we got a rematch though. That's the craziest part. Storyline puts us here or both of these players have already fought. Tryhard 4 against Berserk's 5. Now it is down towards these moments for the fight, for everything, all the marbles. That Valda game that Tryhard has, follicle. Everything comes down towards his Valda. He's actually swapped into his last 2 picks to have Liam just in cases, just to be sure that if it comes down to him losing his Valda, that he can just play the safe and longevity game. Berserk, on the other hand, we've seen Berserk. We've seen how crazy this goes into play. He does not stop. He wants to press the offensive button, and he presses it. He W keys. He doesn't care. He's like, I'm posting it. And I'm like, whoa, hey! And everything comes out for Berserk, where he's gonna be earning himself either the victory or that second place position. Dictation comes out here in the next couple of minutes as we watch these matches unfold for these next few rounds, and for the players and for you guys, the viewership. This is where this tourney comes down towards these final few seconds, and seeing if it's going to be a 4-4 situation when the 1v1 happens at the very last possible. Who's going to get the 1.0 vertical or the 1-2-3 release? That's what I'm kind of hoping for. I'm predicting it. I'm hoping for it because they're going to be flossing up left and right for it.
See, I wonder if Tryhard is actually going to mix up his hero selection, because in the last rounds that we've seen him on, he's tried to play that zip. It hasn't worked out for him. Lacking that combo break, especially since he understands his opponent is going to be playing that Yushan with the F2, is going to be looking for that F2 stagger to be able to lock down the longsword carousel into one of those invisible walls around the edges of the circle. Having, the ability to kite away is going to be very strong, yes. But if he gets stuck in one of those combos and he doesn't have the combo break that's afforded to something like over the Liam F1 or the Temi F1 or the Valda F2, he's sort of been his downfall in the last couple of times that he's matched up versus Berserk. So I wonder if we're going to see anything slightly different come through from him in terms of that hero matchup selection.
Yeah, because he hasn't even brought a Weishan just yet. He hasn't even brought that out, and I'm not sure if it's just a aspect like, yeah, I'd rather not, or just not taking him into consideration. But his zip, like you mentioned, it's a little bit tough in terms of how he sees about that sustain versus losing her out immediately and then opting in for the Valda and bang, 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 knocks it out essentially 3-0 against a Valda where he's able to survive. And then we haven't having a chance of seeing what his other selection goes, but it would be in his best interest to make sure he can swap his heroes at this last possible second, just to make sure that other opponent doesn't download him within watching his loser bracket finals, because that's like the worst possible position that you can find yourself in unless you are so confident in your skill set. Call me F-Champ. Comes through out here. Everything comes out for Tryhard though, up against Berserk. And now the 1v1 comes through. Temi choice picks for the last 2, and Tryhard is triple picking Temi for these games.
Yep, F1 going to be around, dodges out of that Yushan F2 commitment. Berserk dances out. He's going to be waiting to try and take this fight anew until he has that F2 available. And Tryhard with these fist plates is doing a very good job of just punishing this Yushan's just lack of desire to fight until that F2 ability comes back online. He does get cut out by it, but has that F1 available on the Temi to dodge away. And Berserk has not been able to find that ticket entrance to the carnival and the carousel that he's been looking for the entire duration of this fight so far.
Jump LMB comes out, bop, another slap, and maybe looking for a jump LMB. There it is. The Berserk gets another jump LMB to extend past Tryhard. Doesn't get that third one. He holds a horizontal. He gets the clink off. Hold check of that F2 to come through. Berserk is now going to have to really test his limits out because that F1 for the combo breaker from Temi just so strong with his low cooldown if you insta-whisk. And now Tryhard goes right back on the offensive, gets caught by the R&B release. Hold checks the heck out. It's a nice parry. Picks up the longsword too, and he can get a good double confirmation jump LMB and a triple one, and he confirms it. Rightfully so. 1-0 with Tryhard in the lead.
Yeah, we did talk about the danger of being downloaded by your opponent, and Tryhard very much downloaded that Berserk wanted to play that Yushan, wanted the F2 carousel setup, and punished it. Now he's going to be coming on through with this Temi still in play with those fist blades. Instantly throws that wisp out if he wants to try and find this connection onto the Liam. Berserk with the fist blades also going to be looking for the chase down as well. So that jump parry goes for the RMB release and finds it to be able to take us 1-1 as Tryhard now goes for that zip. And we talked about this being a point of pressure that Tryhard has come under, lacking that combo break in comparison to Berserk, who has that get out of jail free ticket with the F1 on this hero.
Like I see Zay in chat, he's like, you know, he's going through all this smoking. I never would have thought that jump LMB would have come out here. There's a slap. There's a chance for double slap. We're looking for the jump LMB coming out for the Drow Crouch LMB to the 1-2. Okay, no 3. But then there's another 1-2. Tryhard looking to make sure he can go for that meter dump, potentially coming out for the RMBs. A parry like that. Berserk goes ahead and launches it for one jump LMB. Doesn't go for the second one. Goes for an immediate slap. And his F1's consumed. Now it's going to be Tryhard trying to go for a heal, and Berserk will act in response to doing the exact same. And now, I don't know, he's going to cut around the pillar, try to get a close position, but Tryhard gets a double heal off of that position that we just had. And now the reset is really in Tryhard's favor unless a wild Hitmaker blue focus comes out. Nice crouch RMB, double roll back, making sure that he doesn't get parried. Tryhard will reverse it, but we still have a chance for that F1 to come out from Tryhard to give himself some sustain before these next moments.
Yeah, on is through with that F ability from the Zip to make sure that Berserk doesn't get to extend further. Berserk now with the F1 looking to set up into the jump LMBs when the Zip is on the ground. 1-2, jump LMB into slap. Zip does manage to avoid the slap, will be able to keep this game going with these nunchucks, looking for that uppercut confirmed, but Berserk with the focus hold will be able to armor through it to take us to a timeout, and Berserk with the upper hand in terms of overall damage dealt starts to pull ahead in terms of the point lead.
Yeah, now comes the megalith known as Valda Tryhard with a spear, you know, all in one sentence, no spaces. Seems like Berserk wants to put himself here through the ringer. If he gets caught, it's over. One LMB to an uppercut. Slap, though, comes out from Berserk. Swaps and come out here. 1-2. Parry 1-2-3, but the F1 early investment was pretty good. Berserk now catches himself for another LMB. He's holding the blue. He releases it for it, and he's backing off. He reinitiates. Horizontal release. Now deficits himself in the HP threshold for a double blue focus. All Tryhard needs is a jump LMB. Gets tap dodge. Jump LMB again, and looking for a midair jump LMB again and again. Tryhard confirms it. We're still now tied point into this section. Oh,
Tryhard doing a very good job of utilizing that F2 to just make sure that Berserk did not get to take advantage of pushing him a little bit too close to that invisible wall. Goes for the overhold of the RMB. Both of these Valdas not wanting to make the first move until Tryhard closes up the distance with that Dragon Slayer. He's still looking for the connection. Finds a jump LMB to connect onto his opponent. Sets up the skirmish. Berserk with the grapple. Not going to be able to find the stagger as Tryhard was holding onto that blue frame focus. Does not get staggered and puts himself onto that pillar to skirmish yet again. Into this opening. Overholds with the RMB. Forces the Valda. Mistimes that parry into utilizing the F2 early. Tryhard now with the 1-2. Goes for the drop down vertical to come on through. Berserk with the slap looking to try and find the stagger, but Tryhard's able to find the 1-2. Overholds yet again, looking to potentially threaten out that spacing with the Dragon Slayers. Finds the horizontal connection just before the Valda can space out with the F2 to avoid out of it. And Tryhard now finds himself coming under pressure with the jump horizontals coming on through for Berserk to catch onto him, since he doesn't have his combo breaker available. Doesn't manage to find the spacing with the Dragon Slayers. The distance a little bit changed in the previous patches, and unfortunately doesn't find the connection as we might go to timeout yet again.
I'm very spooked right now. They're looking for a chance for that crouch LMB, maybe for a swap in the midair to go for an RMB release. Berserk comes through, putting Tryhard in this in this position where he's on his last limbs for the last two character picks, which is Temmie with fist plates. Valda's still up on terms of being on Berserk's side, but it's a 3-2 lead for Berserk for right now. One RMB to the next. Looks like Tryhard's going to be going ahead and spamming out. There's one clink. There's a parry. Nope, there's another RMB. There's a slap. Confirm blue, LMB. F1 comes out, throws it immediately, and tries to avoid it. Takes the pillar to the new heights, I should say, and try to avoid the Dragon Slayer. Tryhard will now go ahead and reinitiate. We might see a chance for both of these guys to look to try to attempt a reset, but you can see Berserk is using it as a phase out tool, so in case it comes out, you can just throw a slap in the face. Tryhard, not a fan of that right now because he's like, nah, I'm gonna close in. Horizontal cuts out her release, gets caught by the bow because of the pelvic, and that's gonna be given a chance here for Berserk to look for the Dragon Slayer hold and spacing this one out. Tryhard looks to try to go ahead and scare rush out for a release. Counter grapple comes out to deny that scare rush for a quick neutral, and now comes down to between Berserk losing out, neutral right then and there, and it's gonna be a tie position.
Yeah, Tryhard probably going to be picking those fist blades on the Temmie yet again. This round is going to be going up against Berserk, who's going to be opting for the lead. And both of these players going for the fist blades, both of these players on a free scoreline. Tryhard holds on to the RMB, Berserk mirroring at the moment. Both of them looking for the opening, but Tryhard is the one who is going to fall prey to the parry. Sets up Berserk for the jump LMB, spams to come on through, gets 2 resets off of that one. Tryhard, again, not able to find the parry that he is looking for as Berserk keeps up that pressure. Tryhard holding onto the RMB, gets hit into that skirmish, has to burn the F1 to break away before Berserk can push his advantage Now manages to get a little bit of damage on the flop state, catches him with the tap, dodges, forces out that F1 from the Liam, knows that the combo break isn't going to be available, and Tryhard's going to get much more aggressive off of the back of that. Berserk not able to find the parry, doesn't have the combo break, is going to go into the 1-2-3, into the crouch horizontal, and Tryhard has evened up the scoreline in terms of the health bar, but Berserk tries to pull it back into his favor with the slaps, holds on to the charged R&B, catching on to Tryhard at the max range possible. If we go to a tie situation, this Liam has done more damage to this Temmie. Tryhard has to go for the kill. He's looking for that extension, trying to force out the hit, and he will be able to find it with the LMB focus, the purple hit, catching Berserk just before he can dodge out.
Now it's just a one-hit opportunity for Berserk. He's got to be careful. Got to be careful. 1F1 is going to be coming up from Tryhard the moment he feels a little bit of offensive pressure. Like right there's the R&B. Okay, we're just going to 2-point release. Folks, my heart will go on. No Celine Dion. All Titanic. We're not on a sinking ship. I'm Leonardo DiCaprio. I'm sinking down under because we're at 4-4, and I want to see what's going to happen here next. Berserk puts himself in the spot. One horizontal to the next, throwing in the other direction. Tryhard, make sure he can go through. Yay, no Rose Dawson. He's out here to fight it out, and he's making sure when it comes down towards this fight, it's a charge R&B release or nothing. And this is Berserk's position right now on those fist blades to work it through. Takes one blue focus to the next. F1 to be invested. A parry like that, though. Tryhard doesn't get the connect. Oh my goodness, Berserk didn't get the connection. Unfortunate, too early for the jump LMB as the animation just ended.
Yeah, Tryhard held on to that combo breaker as well, so Berserk isn't able to come through with that hit of damage that he was looking for on the LMB focus. Berserk with the R&B connection into the jump LMB. Tryhard, an absolute sliver of health, is going to get pressured by the Liam F1 into the jump LMB resets. And Berserk, with a scoreline of 5-4, is going to be the first Astral Cup martial art champion. Massive congratulations to this man who showed what an absolute monster Yushan F2 Longsword can be.
Can't believe it. Can't believe it. It was a slap fest. It was a fist play fest. Everyone went out in between, comes out here 5-4, and hoping to kind of see, you know, what's the mind of the gamer, you know, what's going on here, you know, I want to know. But if anything happens, Berserk's gonna take this victory, and it was a rematch, right? It's a I would say it's a 2-0 rematch coming through, but it was a close rematch. It was a 5-4 between both of them, and they come out here 10-8 essentially in total between Berserk and Tryhard. And catching that in the finals match where it's not even, you know, where it wasn't like it's not even close, it's really, really close. And we got replays that happened entirety of what just occurred, because we need to see, you know, watch it back, see what occurred, and Tryhard first on the rip with that parry into the jump LMBs, triple down. This is where that superseded lead began with his first elimination.
Yeah, Berserk looking for the parry, is able to frame through the Wispro with the R&B focus that coming through from the fist blade. Tryhard that just catching the jump horizontal with that spit. Looks for the drop down with the charged vertical that time around. Gets him directly on through. Tryhard this time around utilizing those fist blades with the LMB, anticipates the jump LMBs that Berserk tries to send his way. And on is through the stagger with the focus while being able to build into the purple stage hit before Berserk can look for that parry, and manages to just clip him at the max range throw of that focus stage before we get to see Berserk walk away. It was incredibly close. It really did come down to the wire. Combo breakers being invested from both of these players, and Liam and Temmie incredibly strong in their own rights when it comes to that neutral, especially with the fist blades, but Berserk just able to come out on top and walk away with the win.
Yeah, it came down towards the switch up too, because, you know, we saw how much Temmie was kind of working through here in favor of using it for Tryhard. Tryhard switching that out from his Valdas. His round 3 Valda pick came out, but nothing where Liam's were to come out afterwards, right? So then it's just like it's a back in between. Berserk had himself for Weishans. We thought it was going to be Weishan mean, but he did not. He's went ahead for those control and just in cases of just having Liam on that round pick selections for the last 2, just in the case that he gets caught into getting a parry where he can turn around the fight potentially. And that potential is all that's needed. Potential of being able to go ahead and keep your weapon, or rather not taking a full animation of that parry, is another thing. And that's where the other parry just goes ahead and they go straight towards that direction. You even saw how it came down earlier in the fights where Misu was anticipating where it came down, but then, you know, taking the chances, just using that combo breaker, or even knowing the combo breaker is coming, just to make sure then chasing it through. But when it came down towards against Temmie, it all really comes through for the plays, and hopefully to kind of see where it lands out. Of course, with Berserk winning this out, it will be a chance to come out towards this end of just, congratulating him and having a chance of seeing how the martial artist solos had just ended up going through for today.
I mean, it has been an absolute pleasure to watch, though. I know this has been a tournament that you've been looking forward to. I've been looking forward to. We talked about it a little bit earlier in the broadcast that a lot of the time we don't fully get to see all of these extensive combo strings coming in through because these players, they know that when they're fighting, they're not just fighting enemies, they're also fighting the clock of another player walking into a fight and interrupting it. So you don't get to see the 8 grapple reset carousels coming on through unless it's someone like Irem or Yang. So it's been absolutely amazing to just get to watch what all of these players are fully capable of once you unleash them into these 1v1 scenarios, and I really hope that we get to see it again.
Yeah, and with that, guys, I appreciate everyone from NA and making it happen in terms of being here. And with that, my name is Severio alongside with Got Moxie. We want to appreciate you guys for going through this evening, or for this, for the very late evening in the morning for you EU folks, if you're all the way out there, or even around the world. Good morning to you. But we're gonna see you guys until next time. And with that, take it easy.